What is going on, guys? I don't even know if you guys can see me yet. I got to check on my other phone here. Give me 1 second. Credit Solutionist here. FixMyFICONow.com. Thank you if you're tuning in. All right. I know it takes y'all some time to come up into the stream, but for those of you that are here, thank you so much. If you're here, though, can you let me know that you can hear me because I cannot determine that from my side. So if you can hear me, please let me know. All right, there's two people in here, and none of you are letting me know if you can hear me. So maybe you walked away from your phones. Anyway, happy Labor Day, you guys. I am the Credit Solutionist. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you are returning, hey, yes, you can hear me. Okay, one more question, Joan, then I'll get back to my intro. Can you hear me like I'm right here in the microphone, or does it sound like I am across the room? We have to check audio every single time around here. If you could just give me a one, let me know. One, you can hear me in the microphone and it sounds good. Do I sound crispy? Do I sound clear? Let me know. Because I can't do my intro if I don't sound good. Anyway. All right, let me see if I can actually hear myself. I'm going to turn it on my phone. All right, cool. Perfect. All right. Then we already have somebody drop off. They like, nah. Anyway, guys, if you're new here, welcome. And if you are returning, you already know what to do. Come on in, take off your shoes, and let me know what you are drinking because it is Labor Day. If you're having a barbecue, go do that. Hang out with your family, do all that good stuff. So it's been a while, you guys. And hey, John, how's it going? So good to see you. Okay, guys. So I have to start this live stream on a somber note, so just bear with me. I'm actually going to be dedicating this live stream about change today to my grandmother who actually passed away yesterday. So I'm not going to stay on that for too long, but yeah. I needed to be out of the house right now because I just needed to have something else to focus on, you guys. It's so crazy. Oh my God. That's like the first time I've actually said it out loud. It's insane. And just the fact that I'm not there in California does kind of suck. Because she was pretty much when I was younger, like up into young adulthood, she was like a second mother to me. So yeah, it's rough, y'all. So begrudgingly, I will be back in California. Probably in the next week or something. I was actually taking time off to travel anyway. And California was not a place I wanted to go, but I guess we will. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I didn't expect that to happen. Wow. I'll be right back. I promise. I'm going to pull it together, y'all. I didn't expect to cry. Oh. Holy smokes. Okay. We're back, guys. But yeah. So, anyway, y'all. I can't be doing live streams just to distract myself though, because last time I came on to do a live because I was scared watching scary movies in the apartment. This time it was literally I was sitting there thinking about my grandma, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was all good thoughts, like nothing sad. It just does suck that she's gone, but I know that she's definitely in a better place, 100%. And yeah, I know I'm gonna see her again, so I'm not tripping. Anyway, you guys, we're talking about changes today. And thank you, Joan. Thank you, John. Okay, this is the only time I'm going to deviate, I promise you guys. But I haven't experienced death very much in my life, as old as I am, which is crazy. But this one is different because she's in my immediate family. You know what I'm saying? So it's totally different. And, I do wish I could be there with my mom because that was like her best friend, literally, So anyway, all right. Changes. Let's talk about changes today. Okay, so you guys, I have been thinking about this so long, and I've been going through a lot of changes, and I haven't disclosed them on this channel because realistically, when you're going through things, you need to just do it by yourself or, with a close-knit group of people. Now, the changes I've been having, they're not that crazy. It's pretty much I want to go into, home ownership. I want to expand my business. I've been thinking about whether I'm going to stay in Virginia. Changes are always happening, right? Now, some of these changes, require movement. And I got to thinking about it because we are in quarter three. We're actually at the last month of quarter three. And I want to know if anybody's been changing, because I know that I have, and the economy's changing, credit is changing, my channel is changing. What are you doing to change yourself right now? Right. So let's first talk about the changes to the channel, because I want to be open with you guys. So if YouTube allows, I will be changing the name of my channel. It is no longer going to be the Credit Solutionist, because I find that when you talk about credit, which is, I'm going to continue to be the Credit Solutionist, like, don't get it twisted. I just think that we're going to change the name of the channel. Namely, because there is not only big news happening in credit, there are things that are happening all over the place with finance that need to be discussed on this channel. But I have a feeling, because my channel is named The Credit Solutionist, I am not getting the people coming in that need to come in. And it's kind of weird if a girl called The Credit Solutionist on her channel is covering a multitude of topics. It just doesn't make sense. So I think that we need to do a few changes, and I have a few names in mind. Maybe I'll do a poll. I don't know, but I want to branch out and talk about a few other topics. And we're going to kind of dip into that today because I always start talking about credit and then go into something else. So that's pretty much what's going on here. Now, the changes to the channel also come with the changes of how I'm going to be running my business. New ideas that I've come up with, you guys, and how, like, it's going to get woo-woo, but how God has literally been listening to everything that I have requested in like the last week or two. I'm going to tell y'all exactly how that's happened. Now, changes to the channel, that's about it. That's all I'm going to talk about right now. So still Credit Solutionist, just the name of the channel will be different, and we will be covering different types of topics in the finance industry. All right. So if you guys have topic ideas, let your girl know. Okay. Let me know. Part of this, another part of this was because, with the passing of my grandmother, I do realize things can change in an instant. Because even a week before that, I'll tell you guys, my mom actually fell and hit her head like a week before. So I can see how quickly life can change for each and every one of us. We don't have time to play, whether it's your job, a relationship, where you live, where you work, what your life's journey is, or your legend, as they say. Figure it out and hop to it and get on it today, because you don't know what will happen to you tomorrow. My life was astronomically different even yesterday at 9 a.m. than what it is today, okay, at 5:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, it can change that quickly. My mom is okay, by the way. I don't know if I should be telling her business, but she's okay. She's okay now, but this is the last thing that she needed after falling and hitting her head last week. My mom's in her 60s. She doesn't need to be falling on her head. Anyway, credit reporting is changing, all that good stuff. You guys know about student loan debt forgiveness. We're not going to go too deep into that, but I want to tell you guys straight up, your credit is not going to change that much. Maybe we'll talk about it on another day. Hey, Rod, so good to see you. I actually thought about you the other day, which is another change that I will be making. If a person crosses your mind for whatever reason, guys, no matter how awkward it might be, just reach out and say hello. I mean, so many people have crossed my mind over the last week, and I just didn't move on saying hello. And the thing is, I don't know when the last time is that I'm going to see any of these people, right? So change is just something that we have to deal with. It's not comfortable, but we have to do it, right? And thank you for that. Thank you for that, Rod. I really do appreciate it. The emotion is coming and going in waves, and it's just insane because I'm not sad in that, I'm falling apart, but we kind of watched her change through life. But the beauty of it is the strongest memories that I have of her are all positive. And I know I have a lot of her in me because before I made my move to Virginia, I was thinking about her, and she's one of the people in my family that made a big move. She was born in Arkansas, moved up to Michigan, started a family there, and they all picked up and came to California. So I know I must have got that roaming spirit from my grandmother. So yeah, it's like, holy smokes, the lady lives on. That's what I'm trying to say here. All right. So let's talk about changes and what you need to do. And Okay, I'm gonna get to these comments. Yes, Rod, I will do that next time. Okay, sir, I will definitely give you a call because it definitely would have been nice to talk to some people. I talked to my brother and my mom yesterday, and I think my older brother is a lot like me, where it's just gonna take some time. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean to go on about this, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. Thank God he was actually there to see it. You know, because I feel like my brother and I just have a different relationship with my grandmother um, than any of our other cousins do. So, anyway, it's crazy. All right. So, one of the biggest changes that I need to make, y'all, because I'm going to get on what I need to do, then we're going to talk about what you need to do. I have realized that credit is changing. The credit repair business model is changing, right? The government is after us. They're coming for us, right? Nobody's been talking about all these people that are going to jail or going to court because we don't know if they're guilty yet of anything, but it's changing and people are looking. People are, there's a magnifying glass on certain industries right now that have to do with finance, and credit repair just happens to be one of them. I'm not leaving this industry. I'm going to lean into it even deeper. But I want to talk about how I've been slipping lately because I have only been relying on getting clients online. I have not been putting my foot down in my area. Now, I don't know exactly why that is, but part of it I think is because I was thinking maybe I'm going to leave this place, but I've decided to actually give it a go here for a little bit. Mainly because there's areas of this or parts of this town that I haven't really tapped into, and certain things are starting to connect as far as dots. And I'm going to just share one with you guys and then I'm going to get back to my outline, I promise. So, I was thinking the other day, I need to get out and meet people because I only know the people that I moved here, not moved here with, but like we moved here around the same time. And I only know those people. And I thought, gosh, I do love them, but I don't want to be up under them all the time because I mean, they're married and I'm not. So I need to be out and about. So I said, okay, I got to get out and meet people. So I joined the Chamber of Commerce yesterday so we can, make those connections. The other thing is there is a credit repair company in town here, and the girl happens to look a whole lot like me. So y'all, I'll tell you, God speaks when you need to hear a message. Because I was like, give me, yeah, see, y'all, I'm losing y'all. I already know. It's okay. Y'all know I'll be babbling. At least my ride or dies. Y'all know I'll be babbling. So anyway, I recognize change hits everybody, and it's hitting me and the way that I have to run my business. I was driving down the street and I happened to look up and saw this sign for credit repair. And I was like, what the hell? Who is this? I have not seen any any advertisements for credit repair anywhere in this city. So I look, the girl literally looks just like me. She has straight hair, but it's like shoulder length like mine. And she's a credit repair person. And I'm like, hold on. No. We're not doing it. I went to the website and everything, y'all. Yeah, we're going to be competing businesses now. Because I already even have my signs to go out and put around the city. I just haven't done it yet. But what a swift kick in the pants that was, right? So then the other thing I thought about was, how am I going to get out there and start advertising my business in such a way that I can be visible? Because I live in a small town, so it's not that hard to be visible, right? Because this girl, she just put out a bandit sign, and now everybody that drives by her is going to know she does credit repair. You will not know that I do credit repair advertisement wise in this part of Virginia unless you walk into my office that, I'm here, and you go into our conference room and pick up my business card. That's the only way that you will know that I actually do credit repair. Now, are we on Yelp? Yes, we are. Do I have the website? Yes, I do. But there's something that has to change in the way that I'm marketing my business. So again, joining the Chamber of Commerce yesterday, I'm going to be going to events. I'm going to be shaking hands. I'm going to be talking to totally different people that I did not or am not exposed to all the time. Now, this came to me because I didn't realize, and sometimes we don't because we're just busy with our everyday life. If you have a goal that you have in mind and you're not really sure how to achieve it, sometimes you do have to ask, or sometimes you just need to get out of your house. So I happened to be talking to one of my neighbors because where I live, I'm in downtown. There's not very many places you're going to run into people that have a little bit of money, but downtown is one of them in this part of town. So I started thinking, how am I going to get in touch with people in the area that are like, I guess, prominent figures, if you could say that? Come to find out, one of my neighbors is like a city official, and I didn't even know it. I just happened to be in the elevator with him one day and I asked him what he does because he was looking real good that day, y'all. I hope he doesn't see it, but he was looking very handsome that day. So y'all know I had to say something in the elevator. And I'm like, wow, you look really nice today. So he starts telling me about what he does and all this other stuff. I look him up online. Turns out the guy's pretty connected. So he'd be a very good person to know. Do you know that every time I've gone out to my car so far, save for maybe 2 or 3 times since that interaction, this fool was outside next to his car every single time. He's either throwing out the trash, going into his car, and I'm doing the same thing. The door has opened, right? So that's just one way. Another crazy thing that happened, and then we're going to get back to the outline, is I saw a guy on the billboard because I'm right next door to a radio affiliate of Fox News here in this part of town. And I thought, how can I get on that radio station? Do you know, I ran into a lady at a shoe store 2 days ago that literally knows a guy that has the billboard right next to my apartment. And she tells me, you need to send me a text and I'm going to give him your information. Crazy, right? So part of the change that I understand that I have to do is make myself available to people, because now I'm starting to see if you put things out into the universe, make it clear what you want, the opportunity is going to come to you. So that's why we're talking about changes today. Okay. Anything you want can happen. Because those couple of things happened in the last couple of days, I already know the goal that I have for being here is going to happen. But I have to give this city a true chance. And I haven't been doing that, even though I have an office and everything. So anyway, I'm just saying all that to say, if there's something you want to do right now, pay off your debt, talk to me. You can book a consultation. But if there's anything you want to do with the rest of your life or the rest of your year, please get on it today. Please put it out there. It's going to feel unnatural, but get it done. All right. Because these things are going to come to you. So when I am on that radio station, I will definitely let you guys know. I will give you whatever. I'll give you the name of the radio station and you can find it on your local, whatever. But that's how quickly things can happen if you put a little bit of effort into what it is that you want. All right. So I say this because I want us to get comfortable with the idea that there are no handouts. Yes, we had the student loan debt forgiveness, which was fantastic. But at the end of the day, people are still going to be in debt. People will still have negative items on their credit reports. And these handouts that we're receiving aren't really helping, right? A lot of people were getting the unemployment in the last 2 years. It hasn't helped any of them. The only thing it did was get people used to not working and used to not having a real goal, right? And now the piper's coming home in the form of the IRS, right? They're hiring a ton of different agents and all that stuff. We know they're going to be armed, everything, right? So what have you been conditioned to believe, do? How have you been conditioned to kind of stay stagnant in the last 2 years? Whatever ways those are, be honest with yourself, and then be committed to change. That's what we're talking about today. Another handout that's really new in the news is the Bank of America 0 down payment, 0 closing cost mortgage. Now, I haven't had a chance to read too much about this yet, you guys, but Bank of America is pretty much putting this out here so it can reverse the effects of I guess, negative, or just making it more affordable for Blacks and Hispanics. Essentially, that's really what it is. It's a handout to Blacks and Hispanics. Now, here's the unique part about this that I don't want people to get super excited about. So let's pull up the story, guys, because this is the newest handout in government spending and all that good stuff. Let's see if we can share the screen right now. And we're going to talk about what's going on here. So let me know if you can see it. If you're on a cell phone, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but it is what it is. We'll zoom in as much as we can. All right. I hope you guys can see that. Okay. I'm going to look on my phone. Oh yeah. Y'all can see that for sure. All right. Now, for one, these two do not look happy. They don't look like they're about to get a free mortgage. I'm not going to play this because of copyright or whatever, but here it is. So Bank of America to offer 0 down payment mortgages in certain Black and Hispanic communities. Now, for me, I do like the idea that they're doing this. It's a great change. However, race-based changes always make me a little bit uncomfortable. Hey, Cortez. They always make me a little bit uncomfortable because at the end of the day, I see it. I see one very strong political statement in this picture. You probably cannot see it, but I'll circle it for you right there. So this is a ploy. Okay. So I want you guys, if you qualify for this, go ahead and take it. But I just want you to understand there's probably going to be some trickery here, because why is this man's picture back here? Y'all know who that is. That's St. George. All right. So it says Bank of America is offering 0 down payment mortgages with no closing costs for first-time home buyers. That's very key right there. Okay. First-time home buyers. So those of you that, Black and Hispanic, that have not, that have already purchased a home, you are already out of the running. Okay. Very similar to with the student loan debt forgiveness. If you have already paid your loans off, or if you have private loans, you're out of the running for that forgiveness. Okay. So these things are wonderful, but they do simultaneously knock out a whole lot of people. All right. At the same time. Now, they're saying that the new program is designed to chip away at inequality in the housing market. It's actually going to be creating more inequality. And the reason that I know this is because Black and Hispanic neighborhoods by far are the ones that are becoming more gentrified. These are the ones where people are actually being pushed out of their communities. So even though they are going to offer these programs in Black and Hispanic neighborhoods that are historically Black and Hispanic, what I think you will find is that because you cannot loan to somebody based on their race, their sex, their handicap, none of that, you can't loan to somebody based on that. How is this going to benefit Black and Hispanic people? How are we going to make sure that that is what is going to happen? You cannot loan to someone based on their race. Do I need to say it again? So that is why I'm saying things like this, they're beautiful handouts. They look great on the surface, but when you think about the logistics of it, they can't do it. They are only assuming based on the census data that it is a Black and Hispanic neighborhood. If they did this in Inglewood, California, and I can speak on Inglewood because I'm familiar with it being a Californian, all of that area is pretty much considered Black and Hispanic. However, historically, Inglewood is white. Inglewood was not a Black neighborhood, okay, from the beginning. It just so happens to be that now. But what you'll notice is that a lot of the first-time home buyers that are coming there are young white millennials. That's who's moving in. Or it's foreign people from other countries coming out and buying houses together in that community, or foreign buyers that are also buying up all of the houses. In some cases, they're tearing them down and they're creating apartment buildings, right? That the Black and Hispanic people there cannot afford. If anybody in the chat can explain to me how your bank, okay, let's put it this way. Let me ask it this way. If your bank says they will give you $50,000 more because you are Black, can the white person then not turn around and say that you're discriminating against them because they're not Black? So this goes both ways. But anyway, I'll continue reading. All right. And this is what I want. This is exactly what I just said. The bank said borrowers do not need to be Black or Hispanic to qualify. Do y'all understand who's about to take advantage of this program that is geared towards Black and Hispanics? Do y'all understand that this is going to be a slick way for the bank to continue their crazy lending tactics? Do y'all understand how this is? Like, they're saying, oh my God, I know I'm repeating myself, y'all, but they're literally telling you that we're going to loan to more Black and Hispanic borrowers, but the borrowers do not need to be Black or Hispanic to qualify. Okay, moving on. Homeownership strengthens our communities and can help individuals and families to build wealth over time. This is absolutely true. However, there are some staggering statistics that I want to actually talk to you guys about. I think I might have it on my screen here, but we'll talk about it and why I seriously think that Bank of America making this move looks great on the surface, beautiful PR. However, I do think that other demographics that are more money savvy than Blacks and Hispanics will take advantage of this. There's one group in particular I can think of. However, because I don't want this stream to be demonetized, I'm not going to mention that group. Okay, but they do not look like us. By us, I mean Black people. Sorry to anybody non-Black in the chat right now. Y'all know I love you though. All right, so let's see here. The Black home ownership stood at just 43.4% at the end of 2020, according to the most recent statistics available from the National Association of Realtors. That's lower than the rate a decade earlier, blah, blah, blah. So the Hispanic home ownership rate is actually climbing. There's a reason for this as well. Hispanics tend to pool their money together. Blacks don't. I can say that with 100% like certainty. I don't feel weird saying that. I'm gonna get to somebody in the chat got it, and I'm you know what, I'm gonna give you your flowers right now because you already know. Y'all, Anthony Russell, bro, if I could give you a reverse super chat, I would give you a $99 super chat right this moment because you got it right. Congratulations, especially in a city like Inglewood. And there are surrounding cities as well. I told you guys a story. I don't even think you guys were like in my audience at that time, but about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I had the opportunity possibly to purchase a 4-unit property in East LA. But it was going to take me 2 years to be able to afford to do it myself. I didn't have anybody that I could actually call and say, hey, give me some money. I didn't have anybody like that, right? So I wasn't able to do it, but certain groups of people can, all right? Now, if this was around, like a program like this, if it was around when I was, this was in my early 20s, I would have totally done it, But again, like I said, there's one blaring reason here that I don't think this is going to benefit very many Black people because we are missing a piece that Hispanics and whites and Asians and all other groups actually have. They've zeroed in on it. And for some reason, as Black people, we don't want to. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's see what else is pertinent in here. All right, so let's see. As a part of its program, Bank of America said it will make a down payment on behalf of borrowers. Those grants of $10,000 to $15,000, depending on the city, will immediately give borrowers equity in the home. So we're talking about homes that will require a $10,000 to $15,000 down payment. So you already know that these are going to be homes that are probably what, 200,000, maybe $250,000 at the most. What major city do you know is going to require a down payment of such a low amount? That's the other thing. So understand that in this with this program, this is not geared towards people in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, any major metropolitan area. Think about Atlanta. No, these are not going to be geared towards people in those areas that probably need it the most. These are going to go towards areas like where I live, the city that I live in does have quite a few white people. However, there is a very large Black population here that is low income. Okay. So here in this city, absolutely. So yeah, Credit Solution is going to be looking into this. Don't trip. Another reason I've decided to change my mind and not leave. All right. Y'all know I was road tripping across the USA a couple of weeks ago, but I've decided to stay. You know, I've just decided to. I've seen too many signs that say I need to stay. All right. This is honestly one of them. I'm going to look into this because here where I live, you can still find a 3-bedroom home for $250,000. Okay. But Los Angeles, you will not. If anybody in the chat lives in a city where you think you can, let me know. Right. So $10,000 to $15,000, depending on the city. All All right. So what it looks like here is that 15,000 is the max that Bank of America is going to be giving you. Now, the zero down payment mortgage could conjure up bad memories of subprime mortgage crisis, which was driven in part by shoddy lending standards. Millions of families lost their homes, yada, yada, yada. We know about that. If home prices plunge, borrowers could end up underwater on their mortgage where they'll owe more than their home is worth. That's always a risk, okay, when you purchase a home. Let's be real about that. So they're kind of preaching to the choir here. Let's see here. I think that's really the most important thing here. So there's not too much data on this program just yet. However, if you are a savvy purchaser, which you probably are not because this is geared towards first-time home buyers, take advantage, okay? I don't really prefer Bank of America, but it could be something that might be worth checking out. Now, what I wanted to talk about as far as why I don't think this is actually going to benefit many Black and Hispanic communities, maybe Hispanics, but I would say with, all right, I'm just going to say it. Black people love to be separated, all right? A lot of times when you look at the Hispanic community, it's typically a husband and a wife that are buying a house together, even as first-time home buyers, okay? Now, or they're buying it with their parents, their cousins, their brothers, and their sisters. On the whole, Black people don't do that. I can say that because I'm Black. I understand if I was a white man sitting up here, y'all would not accept this message. So, like, y'all would cancel me. But I can say it. It is the truth, okay? We don't do that. A lot of us have an idea that we want to do things on our own. Let's talk about how we need to change that, okay? Because I'm pretty sure if I reached out to maybe 2 Black people that I know, they probably have enough money and a decent enough credit score that we could put everything together and get this done, right? We probably could. Because I'm going to be a first-time home buyer. I'm a landowner, but I'm not a home buyer, right? And when I bought my land, I did that with cash, baby. I didn't do it with an actual, conventional loan, right? Now, I didn't see anything in here as far as the loan type that it has to be, but my assumption is it's conventional because, yeah, it can't be an FHA, right? And it says the new loan launched this week requires no minimum credit score nor mortgage insurance, which lenders typically charge when borrowers pay less than 20% down. So this is already going to be a not so great situation for the wrong kind of buyer. A lot of that's going to have to do with if you're not putting anything down to purchase the house and you have no closing costs, it's almost like just jumping out of an apartment right into a house, and they're not talking about how their requirements as far as your income, your assets, any of that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's not in the article. I have no clue. But I think it's a little dangerous because it almost sounds like we're going to have a lot of people that are going to be purchasing these homes with no real safety net, not a lot of savings. Maybe they're not, I don't know if it says they're required to show their income, but they're going to evaluate people based on making timely rent and utility payments, phone service, it says, and auto insurance. Okay. Cool. I mean, whatever, y'all. I don't know how y'all feel about this. I'm a little skeptical, but I also want to jump on it as well. So look, I'm not going to front. I'm kind of 50-50 about this. I mean, how do you guys feel? I mean, would you take this on if you were a new home buyer? You know, no minimum credit score. So, I mean, that's pretty decent, y'all. That's pretty decent. I think that's about all I want to cover on this particular story. But yeah, even these cities they're talking about, Charlotte, Dallas, Detroit, Los Angeles, Miami, it's even hard to buy in Detroit right now. Because I was looking at some places and anything that's under a certain dollar amount, you have to actually purchase from the land bank. And the land bank won't let you purchase unless you have plans for that property that you're buying. Because in Detroit, a lot of the properties are dilapidated. So you're purchasing it with the promise of actually fixing Detroit, right? You're part of the gentrification. Like that, you cannot come to Detroit unless you're part of the gentrification process. Okay. Los Angeles, y'all already know. And Miami, I mean, come on. I actually know a guy that I used to date in California that lives in Miami now. And, I think as far as rent, he's paying the same amount, if not more, than he was paying in California. So, no, I don't think that this plan is going to help people in major metropolitan cities such as these. Because even Charlotte, I was just there. What weekend that was, you guys, where they had Pride Week? I was in Charlotte. Charlotte is expensive, okay? And they're actually pushing people out because there's an area in Charlotte. It's not Midtown, but it's Midtown adjacent, and it's called Noda. And when I drove through Noda, which I think is north something. I forget the actual what the acronym is for. Let me look actually. Let's see. Noda, here we go. So let's see what Noda is. It's like north something. But anyway, this particular area is kind of like Silver Lake or Echo Park in Los Angeles, where it used to be hood. It used to be just terrible. And now they're bringing in coffee shops. They're bringing in, baristas with tattoos, really cool food spots, basically things that the general population that actually live there would not be interested in. Right. And they're pretty much building up a whole bunch of, let me see if I can mute this. They're putting up a whole bunch of properties that look just like this. Right. Let me take this off because they're going to get me. But thank you for your contribution, Anthony Russell, because you was right on the money with that one, brother. But this is what it looks like. And to me, as an Angelino, I think that this is fantastic. This is right up my alley, right? But when you think about what Charlotte actually is, that's not what Charlotte is, you guys. You see that? Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of sunscreen in that part of town now. It wasn't like that before, okay? So when I saw this, I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll look at Noda and see if we could do something there, if I could move there. But then I thought, no, this is exactly what's happening in Los Angeles, right? Amazing. So that's what's going on there, right? It's just, this is what's going to happen. Okay. So that's kind of why I'm telling you guys, it's noble what they're trying to do, but it's not gonna affect the people that it needs to affect. Okay. First time home buyers, fantastic. But like I said, again, with the demographics that they are trying to assist, I really do hope that it works out. Let's give it a few months and let's just check it out and see what happens. But I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Anyway, let me get in these comments and then we're going to continue with this outline because I'm going to finish. Joan, if you're still here, I'm going to get through my outline today. Yes, they are. Absolutely. Thank you. Somebody said it. See, even John knows. See, John's a white guy and he's telling you that he's going to do it. So do not say that I didn't warn you. Don't say that Cortez Miller didn't warn you. And don't say that Anthony Russell didn't warn you. We all warned you. Okay. And again, John is a white man. He's telling y'all what he's about to do. So don't play. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for stopping by if you're still here. I was going to say, see, everybody knows these are things that we know. And it's not bad to say those things. It is okay to state the obvious, you guys, because a big reason that we sometimes don't get what we want is because we spend so much time pretending that we don't see the writing on the wall. Because when you see the writing on the wall and you understand what is actually happening, you now have more of a clear mind to move forward with, right? Because you know the game plan already. You know the game plan. The only thing I'm going to tell y'all about this is that you are going to have to be open to relocating. That's the other big thing here. And I'm sorry, a lot of times, well, I shouldn't say that because Black people do like to move. We do like to relocate. But I can't see somebody that lives in Miami or Atlanta wanting to go move to where I live. I'm not going to say the city, but like if you want to live where I live, I cannot see a metropolitan or urban Black person or Hispanic person wanting to move where I live. There are not very many Hispanic people here either. Y'all, I have not seen a Mexican, like a real actual Mexican. I haven't seen a Mexican since I moved here. So about 8 or 9 months, I have not seen a Mexican over here because it's the East Coast. You don't see Mexicans here. You don't. All I see is like Ecuadorians, and whatever else is on this side. That's all I see. But there's only a few of them, like a handful. There's not a big, they're not a big part of the community out here. You know, where I live is definitely a melting pot, but no, you only see white and Black. That's the main demographic out here. That's it. And they are mixing up like crazy, y'all. Don't believe the hype what they be saying about the South. They are mixing. It's a whole lot of mulattoes out here, like a lot. More than I've even seen in LA. Okay, so I have no idea what a small hat look. I can't explain it. You just have to Google that, John. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That program is not going to be in Atlanta. Why would it? Because there is no property or there is no property in Atlanta that is going to accept a $10,000 down payment. You can't even get a townhouse for that, right? As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and look since they gonna make us do it today, y'all. So hold on, let me show y'all. Let's see, average. There you go. Okay, there you go. There you go. So let me pull up something else here so we can show you all. Let's just do some rough numbers, I guess. Okay. So I don't know if them numbers are accurate, but it says that right there is 20%. So 20% of this price right here. So how is that Bank of America plan gonna work in this area? Let me go ahead and share my screen because I just realized y'all can't see it. And somebody let me know if my math is off. Okay, so this is what we got. This is the average home price in Atlanta, $396,000. Okay, so, and just so we're square here, what is 20% of 396,000? All right, there you go. So my math wasn't wrong, y'all. So 20% down on a $396,000 home is $79,000 or $79,200. So how is that 10,000 to 15,000 going to help you with your down payment in Atlanta, which is a Black area? How? I want someone in the chat to explain to me how that's going to happen. All right. And let's actually do one better. Let's do average home cost, home cost in Chicago. Really? $316,245? Again, where is that 10,000 to 15,000? How are they going to implement that in Chicago? Chicago is a Black area. How are they going to do that? They're not. You know where they might be able to do it? Somewhere none of y'all want to go. Let's see if it'll show us. Well, look at what we have here. If you're willing to move down to Corpus Christi, that is a Hispanic area. The median home price is $146,200. Now there, if you're willing to locate down to Corpus Christi, you might be able to take advantage of this plan. So I'm only here to point these things out to you all. Okay. I just want you to understand that when you're being given something, you have to understand that there's a driving force behind it as well. Okay. Now it could just be that they want more Blacks and Hispanics in these areas to own homes. True enough. But with what I just showed you, the historically Black areas, the median home price is substantially more than it is in a Hispanic area. You see what I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm getting at here. So on the surface, it looks like a great PR move by Bank of America. But anybody, if you want to throw out another black city, I'll go ahead and type it in and we'll see what the area median home price is in that area. Let's talk about another one where you guys may want to move to take advantage of this. El Paso. How many of you black people are going to be moving down to El Paso? How many? How many of you are going to do that to take advantage of this plan? I want to know. Now, because of my roaming spirit, I would actually do it. I could do time in El Paso to take advantage of this plan or of this, zero down home mortgage that Bank of America is going to be doing. But how many of you right now would actually pick your life up and do it? How many? I want to know, right? No, you want to live in Miami. You want to live in Atlanta. Let's look at Miami. There we go, guys. Not going to be able to use this in Miami. Not going to be able to take advantage. Okay. So I'm just trying to make it clear what bill of goods you're about to be sold here. Okay. So it's a beautiful plan. It's just that, and a beautiful offering. It's just that it's not going to benefit your average person. That's the only point that I'm trying to make. Just like the student loan debt forgiveness thing. Everybody was jumping for joy, dancing in the streets. And by the way, they were dancing over the dead bodies of the people that have still have to pay their student loans. Just so you know, when you were celebrating, just know that you were stomping on a whole lot of hearts out there. Okay. That's what you were doing. So just know that anytime you get a freebie like this, who does it really benefit? Who? Right? What's another black area? I don't think any of y'all even put anything in there, but let's see. I don't know. Let's go. Let's continue. Have I made my point? I just want to make sure. Yeah, your credit doesn't have to be good. That's right. Which is wonderful. But the thing is, are you going to relocate? That's the question, right? Right? But I think if you are a first-time home buyer and you're okay with living in an area that is not necessarily going to be your demographic, I say if you're a remote worker, do it. Okay. If you know you're going to have that job, do it. Get your butt up and go. But you also need to make sure before you do that, make sure that your income, your wages aren't going to change if you actually decide to relocate. Some companies will do that. Now, the company that I do the auditing with, my pay is already negotiated. It is not changing no matter where I go. So I was smart enough to have California asking prices before I left to go to the East Coast. Everybody's not that strategic though. Everybody don't be thinking like that, right? Was to get a regular job here in Virginia, I'm not going to make half as much as what I make now. I'm not going to. So I would never take on a job here to stay here. No, my money always has to move with me. Okay. So anyway, what I'm saying here is that if your life is set up in such a way that you can get up and relocate to one of these cities, go ahead and take advantage of this plan or this no down payment. Sounds like there's going to be good deals in repossessions in a few years. Yes. Because honestly speaking, if you're talking about not repossessions as far as cars, but like actual foreclosures, oh, that's going to happen. That's going to happen because what it almost sounds like the bank is doing with this Bank of America thing. Matter of fact, let me get the thing back on there. So we can stick, that we got to stick with the flow of the show. Okay. So what I was saying with this again, okay, I think I already said it, but just for the newcomers, this right here. Oh, I'm using the ad blocker. Hold on. They chin checking me right in front of my audience. All right. Let's refresh it. They weren't doing that to me before. They must know I'm talking about them. Okay. Um, so what I was going to say with this is that what it is that anytime you throw color on top of something, as far as a headline or anything like that, you're going to get automatic like love. People are just going to flock to this. And I hate it. I hate this. I just hate that they have to push it like this. Because I feel like there's a different way that they could have promoted this, but whatever. But if you're talking about having foreclosures, I do think that this is going to backfire on the home buyer because, see, whether or not you pay your mortgage, the bank is going to get their home back regardless. You get me? So the only loser here would end up being the home buyer. And because, John, you're absolutely right. The person that will take advantage of this is going to be very similar. We're talking about an uneducated home buyer, right? That person is pretty much going to be just like that person that did the, the no money down, no income documentation, adjustable mortgage rate, right? That's the ARM, the people that got the ARM way back in the day before the big housing crash. Those are who these people are going to be, right? They're not anticipating that, they're going to have to pay for home insurance. They're going to have home buyers insurance. Okay. They're, depending on what city you're in, what area, you might have to have fire insurance, flood insurance, all kinds of stuff like that. They're not accounting for the fact that they're going to have to heat and cool a much larger area than their 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment if they purchase a home. Even if you purchase a townhouse, y'all, it costs a lot to heat the upstairs and the downstairs of a townhome or a condo. Think about this, right? And wherever you move, are you counting? We're talking about condos and townhomes here. Are you accounting for the fact that you are going to probably have an HOA? Have you thought about that cost as well? You're going to have property taxes. You're going to have just regular taxes, your income taxes, right? There's so many things. And then having to pay for repairs and things like that if you get a traditional home, right? So there's a lot of expenses here that I don't really see Bank of America talking about. They're not really, talking about any program in addition to giving you this free money. So they're already giving people that aren't really familiar with being financially responsible. They're putting them into a situation where their lack of education in that area is going to literally put them right back where they started, right? And imagine having your house taken away from you and you live in El Paso. What are you going to do? You're going to stay in El Paso? You're going to rent in El Paso? You're right back where you started, and the bank has their home back, right? So I'm a little concerned. I'm concerned. I would like to see some further home buyers education with this for the people that take on the deal. I wouldn't mind moving back to Detroit, but I haven't made my mind up on that decision. I honestly think if you can afford it, maybe do it in a certain area. See, I don't know enough about Detroit. I keep wanting to say Detroit. I'm going to just say Detroit. I don't know enough about Detroit in the sense that I would go and be an investor there. A lot of people are. And they're reviving the city, and I think it's either GM or some car manufacturer just opened a plant there, and they're planning to open even more. So it may be very well become Motor City once again, which would be fantastic. I mean, my grandfather actually used to work for Ford, I believe. And that's when, the family was up in Michigan. That's long before Credit Solutionist was even a thought in anybody's head. But that's where my family is from. So not Detroit, but they're from Michigan. So yeah, I mean, Detroit definitely has some kind of resurgence going on, but it's very expensive, depending on where you want to live. Yeah, Silver Lake and Echo Park, they're definitely not cheap. They used to be. And actually, I don't know this girl personally. But there was a girl that I knew at the business club that I was a part of in Los Angeles, where she actually had a house out in Silver Lake and she sold it. And I remember thinking in my head, I'm not a property owner, but I know that was a stupid decision. I know that was a stupid decision because why would you purchase a home in Silver Lake? And Silver Lake is a pretty cool place. It's like got a lot of hills and stuff. So you can have a home where you're literally overlooking all of Los Angeles and it's beautiful. I wouldn't sell that. I would keep it. I would have kept it. But I think she sold it to start a business. But again, I'm not selling no California property. If I could get my hands on some, nope, it's in the family forever. It is what it is. That looks like Mar Vista in West LA. Yeah, you're talking about Noda. Yeah, Noda definitely had that vibe as well. But like I said, whenever I drive through a place like that and I start to see, okay, if I'm, 2 miles east, northeast, west, south, whatever, and I see that the area is pretty rough, and then I drive a few blocks up and all of a sudden I see people in flip-flops, that don't look nothing like the other people that I just saw across the train tracks, and they're walking and they feel safe and secure and they're all good. I already know something ain't right. Something ain't right because I'm like, wait, I stopped at a gas station, y'all. No joke. Well, and we're talking about Charlotte here. But I stopped at a gas station in Charlotte. I don't even know what part of Charlotte it was in, y'all. But I sometimes do not have situational awareness. And when I got out of my car, those of y'all that know what I drive, it ain't look like nothing that anybody else had over there. And my car is not even that bomb. It's just, it stands out in certain areas. I got out of the car and I started walking around. And you know how like those zombies looked in Thriller in that music video? That's what it looked like. But I didn't realize it. And like when the girl starts to look around and she sees all the zombies around her and then she turns and Michael's a zombie, that's how I felt. It was almost like they were closing in on me, but I didn't see it. Needless to say, the gas station was full of homeless people and just people like, it was just weird. It was weird. So that was that. And then I drove a few blocks down. And like I said, people were walking their dogs, Susie and Kevin hand in hand. And I'm like, don't y'all feel unsafe? Don't y'all know what's 2 blocks that way? Don't y'all know what's over there? They don't care because they know they're going to be safe in their $3,000, 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, right? Because they know you ain't going over there. They know them zombies ain't going to go over there. They know. They already know, right? It's not going to happen. They're not going to let it happen. But yeah, so when I saw Noda, that's the vibe that I got. It was literally like the zombie apocalypse 2 blocks away. And then all of a sudden it was all these beautiful places. I was flabbergasted. Hey, Mentor Shelly, how you doing, girlfriend? Yes. Okay. You're still there. Thank you. I'll be doing roll call. Cool. I'm actually a disabled vet, have so many better programs. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. I remember when I first started credit repair, I actually lost a client because the military was actually offering free credit repair to servicemen. And thank you for your service, by the way. Is doing a service by spreading them around. Who we talking about spreading around? The small hats? No. Anyway. I already know it's more than that here. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we could even look up Nashville. Let's see. If you were to actually buy a house, let's see. Average home price in. Hey, let's talk about Jackson right now. How many of y'all want to go down to Jackson? They ain't got no water. Let's see. See, they don't even want to talk about it. They don't even want to give me a number. Let's see. All right, so I'm not going to look any deeper, but it says $81,062. So you could totally take advantage of the Bank of America no money down mortgage, no closing costs in Jackson, Mississippi. How many of you want to move to Jackson, Mississippi, though? I'm asking a real question here. How many want to do it? Let's do Nashville since who was it? Cortez Miller said that one. All right, let's do it. Let's do Nashville. And you already know because the average apartment in Nashville is astronomical. Okay, so I know you guys probably can't see it, but it says $460,447. So again, this program, while it is wonderful, it looks good on the surface, it is only to develop rural areas. This is only going to be for places that are in the boondocks or places where you would not want to get out of your car after sundown. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. All right? And all right, your wish is my command. All right, now we might be cooking here, Cortez, because it says $205,000 or 2005 $205,016. I hope I said that correctly. But y'all see the price there. Now you could probably get away with this in Baltimore, home of The Wire, I believe. Real question, how many of you want to move to Baltimore? How many of you are going to leave your struggling lifestyle in California, Miami? Hell, some of y'all even in Orlando struggling, right? Parts of New York. How many of you are going to leave those places to go to Baltimore? Right? Not very many. I'll answer for you. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to stay. You're going to stay in your city and you're going to struggle. Okay? That's what you're going to do. Bring your own water. Hello. Yeah, if you're talking about Jackson, you definitely have to bring your own water. However, it might actually be illegal to catch rainwater. You know how they doing. Selma, I'm pretty sure homes in Selma are very cheap. We have a person in the chat that actually was just in Alabama, and Alabama would not be a bad idea, to be quite honest. So you could do that. But again, like I said, this it looks great on the surface. That's all Credit Solutionist is trying to say. Anywhere in Alabama, exactly. And nobody in the city, metropolitan people have a very hard time accepting that they cannot afford where they live. Okay. Speaking as a former Angelino, I had the cheapest rent on the block where I lived in Hollywood. My rent was cheap. Okay. I only paid, I think by the time I left, my rent was $1580, and they hadn't raised the rent in 2 years. So, I don't know if we could say that word, the disease thing that was going around, or the symptoms, when that was happening, they weren't raising rent, right? Because we had eviction moratoriums and people weren't paying rent and all that kind of stuff. So I actually was able to benefit from that by not having my rent increased. But I'm pretty sure if I was still in that place right now, I would be paying maybe like 16, maybe 17, close to 1700. So yeah. I was actually just in South Carolina that whenever I did that audacious road trip, that was on my one of my live streams, y'all. But yeah, South Carolina, you're not joking. Because I could also see why though. I went to Columbia and it was very dry. That's all I'm gonna say. I live in Florida and we have lived over most of Florida. I currently reside right outside of Tampa, and I highly recommend Florida. Just please forgive our governor. We're trying to get rid of him. Why? Why would you get rid of him? For what? Why? Why would you do that? No. That guy's cool. Let me see. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Y'all tripping. See, this is the thing. With a program with what Bank of America is doing, is geared toward a certain kind of person that thinks a certain type of way. And I'll just say this, though you might not agree with somebody's fundamental beliefs, or I would say some of their beliefs, because I think we have a lot more in common with certain people than we want to actually admit. But anybody that's really down for laying the hammer down instead of letting everybody have a free for all and do what they want to do, I support him. Call it what you will. All right. But I don't know if he's that bad. Raymond Michael Adcock. I don't know. Let me take that off the screen before they get me. Thank you so much, John. More important to look good than actually do good. Ain't that the truth? Oh my God. I could talk about that forever, but you are right on the money with that. Because this is definitely a PR stunt. And again, I didn't expect to stay on this long, but because that just because of the eye that I have for this kind of thing, I'll just break this down real quick and then I'm gonna be done with it. Okay, but thank you for your super chat, John. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm between two screens here. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how I know this is political. Number one, they are already telling you Black and Hispanic communities. Okay, I already told you at the beginning of this live, you cannot dictate how to loan to somebody because of their race. Okay, so that's already letting y'all know that it's BS. And see, I know I lost some of y'all because I was supporting DeSantis. Oh well, it is what it is. And then look here, you have, the gal has dreads, the guy has, I don't know what you call that, but they're very Black looking people. This is PR. I just want you guys to understand this. This is no shade, but this is PR. Okay. This is public relations. It's also marketing. Okay. It's marketing. I just want you to understand that. The other reason is because when you look at the title, again, like I said, your eye automatically goes here to George Floyd. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If you can't see the puppeteering that's happening in this article right now, I wish you the best in the next few years because you're the exact person that these kinds of things are geared towards, So my thing is take advantage of it, but damn, have a plan, right? Just get into it and don't let it backfire. That's it. Don't go for the aesthetics and all this junk that they're trying to push towards you. Look deeper. All right. That's all I'm saying. That's all a credit solutionist is saying. All right. That's it. First time I used the FHA and second time I used the VA. And see, that's what I'm talking about right there. And I would almost say like, look, I thought about going down to Lexington. I talked to y'all about that before because I understand being in Virginia and being very close to DC because y'all know I don't mind a 3-hour drive. But listen, I'm around a ton of military people. If I wanted to, push up the titties and go out there, I could do it. I could get me one. And give me that VA loan. I could. I was thinking about it, girl. I was thinking about it. Can you get certified in auditing? I guess it depends on what kind of auditing you're doing. With what I do, by the way, guys, I may put the link in the description of the video if you want to come by another time to check it out. See, this is why we have to do changes because actually the company that I'm with, they actually are hiring right now. So they are hiring auditors. However, I can tell you, you do have to have experience in tax credit, which is a program that's an affordable housing program. You have to have tax credit knowledge. You have to have a HUD knowledge. You have to have knowledge of various programs in the affordable housing umbrella. If you have that, or if you know somebody that does, please reach out to me at thecreditsolutionist@gmail.com. Reach out to me. Even if you have questions about the position, if you send me an email asking me about it, I will send you the link and then you can check it out yourself. Do I get a kickback if you get hired? Absolutely. However, the qualifications are very stringent. So to answer your question, to do what I do, yes, you can get certified. However, it's not a requirement. It's almost like, you can just have a job title and then have a ton of acronyms after your name. Because I have a couple of acronyms after my name. However, I use the knowledge that I have by just being in the industry since 2008. Okay, I use that knowledge. I don't care about my certifications, and neither does anybody that I've ever worked for. They don't care. So to answer your question, no, you do not. In this particular field, your experience matters more because the certifications come after. Okay. The certifications are really just so you can, if you want to go into management, if you want to be a regional director of some sort, if you ever want to go work for HUD directly, those kinds of things help. But as far as auditing, if you're a, I don't know, some kind of bank auditor, sure, you got to get certified. But what I'm talking about, no, you don't. So I hope that was clear. I said it like 5 times. I'm sorry. I'm treating you like you're remedial. But yeah, we are hiring, and it is a work from home position. So essentially you could live anywhere that you want. I think that if you got hired, your wages would be based on wherever you live. So if you're in California, If you're in Texas, because it is a Texas-based company, you're going to get paid very well. Okay. If you were to land that position doing the auditing, I would say go into that employment with a plan. Um, because really, if you were to nab this particular position, um, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere. They offer travel opportunities too. Like last year, I was actually auditing out in DC, which was cool. It was fun. But I wouldn't want to travel all the time because I think with the travel folks, they travel like once a week at least minimum. And I think you only get to come home like 1 or 2 days, and then you have to get right back on a plane. And then sometimes if you're at a site and you're auditing for like the week or whatever, they will literally give you 24 hours notice and you have to travel to the next site. And so you could be in Florida, this week and then be in South Dakota next week. Now it sounds good on the surface, but it's very hard to maintain. You can't have a family, okay? Not one that you like anyway, that you want to see, right? So, yeah. But there's lots of opportunity with this company. I'm not going to disclose it here online just for the world to see. You will have to reach out to me directly, though, if you want to get that information. I wouldn't trust B of A with my spit. Do you know how many people lost their home to problematic loans during the last recession? Don't trust them. Exactly. And like I said, it's not just the fact that they have a history of being idiots, right? It's like, no, it's not just that. It's that I am skeptical anytime they throw color on something because they are trying to pull at your emotional heartstrings, knowing that you ain't going to qualify for whatever they're trying to give you anyway. They already know that. Like I said, you got to be a first time home buyer and they're going by your rent and your utility payments. Okay. What if you are a roommate and your name is not on the lease? Where your rent payment history at? If the utilities are not in your name, if you live with your parents, you can't take advantage of this, right? Cell phones. Most people that live at home, you are on your mother's cell phone plan. How you proving that you make those payments, right? How? Okay. This is almost like that. What was it? Davos? It was some think tank, a Democratic think tank that put out, what if the government were to take over credit scores? And what I was trying to explain to you guys that everybody gave me flack for is that if they want to boost your credit score by your phone bill, your rent payment, and your utilities, that is not going to work for a lot of people because a lot of you don't have utilities in your name. Or if you do, you're already in collections or you have late payments. So how is that government action going to help you, right? If you aren't paying rent and your name is not on anybody's lease and you're not paying to have your rent reported, how is the government implementing that into your credit score going to help you? If you don't pay your phone bill, same thing. You understand where I'm going with this. So I get it. But the thing is, these kinds of programs are geared towards people that do not have a financial footprint that's traceable. That's the problem. And that's why I'm telling you, it's not as helpful as it looks on the surface. That's all I'm really trying to get at here. Okay. And Mentor Shelly, girl, you're gonna kick me in the teeth. But I was just telling them about the student loan forgiveness thing. It's like it's great on the surface. Absolutely. But when you consider how much debt there is compared to what they're forgiving and who they're forgiving it for, doesn't help your average person, right? Because, honey, you not average. Mentor Shelly, you not average, girl. You not average. You above average, girl. Yep, the same at-risk home buyers who lost their homes. Yes, that's what's going to happen. So, like I said, those that take advantage of it, please be responsible. That's the only thing. Yes, home buyer education is so important. Absolutely. There's a very big real estate market here where I live, which is another reason that I'm going to stick it out because there's realtors everywhere. Because in an area like this, you're either buying a home, you're going to university, or you work at one of the stores around here. There's not a lot of opportunity when it comes to employment. So yeah, a lot of people some people have businesses, and then, like I said, a lot of people are realtors. So yeah, Ford is making the old train station into a campus. Oh, is that out in Detroit? Is that all right? It's just the crew saying hello, hello. I was gonna say I'm not sure she answered your question, but I can already assume she probably wasn't married to the vet at the time, or the military person. Please, it's just a Mustang. No, listen. People be acting like that car is something special, and I be looking at them like, y'all know this is a 4-cylinder. Y'all know, like, why are you looking at me? Stop, you know? Um, but no, seriously, in that area, it was a little nerve-wracking um to be there, because when you pull up, and I'm sure you probably had this happen, but like when you pull up to a place and everybody's staring at you, that's a little uncomfortable, right? And like I said, I had no situational awareness. I did not realize I drove into the zombie gas station. I didn't know. So I got back in my car quick, okay? Quick. Yeah, so okay, so yeah, she told you she wasn't married at the time. That's what I figured. Yeah, we gotta play our cards right, That's right. Shoot. Like I say, y'all think I'm tripping. I'm going up to Lexington. Don't play with me. I'm going to find a military man. Yes. Jacksonville. Oh, we're talking about the home prices? Possibly. Sundown towns have a whole different meaning now. Oh, can you expound on that if you didn't already, John, if you're still here? Because wasn't I talking to y'all about sundown towns not too long ago, and how I am cognizant of them, but I am not scared because, number one, I probably wouldn't be in one, but um, you could get the Bank of America loan forgiveness or whatever it is in the sundown town, probably. Yeah. I mean, look, there's a city out in New Mexico right now that's running out of water as well. I think they said they have either a day or a week's worth of water left. Y'all, it's getting rough. And out in Arizona as well. So everywhere that people were moving, Nevada, Arizona, all these wonderful dry ass places where y'all are just like, oh, I'm living my best life. Okay, well, live your best life without water. Okay, because it's not it's bad right now. Okay, it's bad. 1580 is about what you need for a $250,000 mortgage, right? And like I said, just going back to that whole thing, if you are in one of those areas where you could actually afford to use or take advantage of Bank of America's loan situation here, might as well just keep it up there since I'm just yammering on about it. So if you are fortunate enough to be in a city like this, like you would have to go to El Paso, Corpus Christi, where I talked about those kind of areas, to even take advantage of this. But then you're absolutely right on that as well. 1580, to me, that doesn't sound like a lot, but to other people, it could actually be quite a bit. Like here where I live now, 1580 is a ton. Whether it's rent or a mortgage, it's a lot. And you would need another person in the household with you to be able to compensate for that money. Because remember, the minimum wage is not that high in these areas where you will be able to take advantage of this particular deal, which is why I say you probably want to be a remote worker if you take advantage of this, because paying 1580 on the whole is not that bad if you're a remote worker, because you're not paying for gas, but your money is actually going to other things. And damn it, I had remote work on the agenda, you guys, because remote workers do get paid a lot more. However, there's a price to pay for that as well. I have an office because I actually am over working from home all the time. That's why I have an office now. Okay. All right. So I'm actually, I think, spending just as much as I would have if I stayed in LA. So I moved from Fort Lauderdale, Florida South. Atlanta, because Fort Lauderdale was getting way too expensive to live and own, so I moved to a more affordable state. Right. And the beauty of it is that you move because you have a more you have a skill that you can take with you wherever you go. So that's the other part about something like this that people are not paying attention to. It's like you got to actually look at how your life is structured right now to see if this is even something that you want to jump into. And if you get in hot water and you cannot pay, because again, this is geared towards lower income people. They're not saying that, but it is geared towards low income people that are inexperienced in finance. If you're one of those people, you need to make sure that you get your skills up so you are not one of the people that gets foreclosed on, because Bank of America will take that house back and they will not care. All right. Now, we talked about how I'm changing the way that I am approaching my business and the workforce. I was going to talk about that, but I feel like I've already been on a little bit too long right now to even dive into that, because y'all, I'm not trying to handle 3-hour live stream. I'm really not. Really, really not. Yeah, I think so too. Without turning this communication too political, I do absolutely think that that is going to happen, just based on the culture here on this side of the country, and then also just based on his popularity. I think that that is an absolutely true statement. High five. See, Joan, I knew there was a reason I liked you. This, and that's what I'm talking about. But, you know, you get a lot of smoke if you look like me and you say somebody like a DeSantis is all right. But it's just different. Like actually out here, if you drive to certain parts of town, you know, like if you go to the more I can't say the word, rural areas, you will see Trump signs everywhere. Trump ain't been president for 2 years, y'all. They still got the signs out here. They ain't playing. They're not playing. And they coming for the White House. Trust me, they gonna get it back. Say what you want. Yeah. And I mean, and honestly speaking, at DC Topics, thank you so much for stopping by. The funny thing is, like I said, people are looking at this as far as the optics go. They're not really looking at anything any deeper. And the article itself isn't that deep, to be quite honest with you. It doesn't go that deep. It's just that because I understand what is being promoted in this article, I'm like, wait, you're not even answering the important questions. Whoever did this, and it's CNN. So is that a shocker? No. But it's like they're not even really saying that much. Right? Everything I was looking at, I didn't even get that information from this article. It was just like, wait, there's too many questions here. What's going on? You know, a mini twist after that. Thank you. Well, you could tell I ain't been in them streets with no black man for a long time, if ever. But but yeah, mini twist afro. Yes, thank you. Shame on me for sitting up here with a dang twist out saying I don't know what's on this man's head. Yeah, I got issues. I'm sorry. Hate to break it to you. DeSantis allowed crooked collection agencies to sue people for loans that they didn't communicate to the consumer about until the collection agency sued the consumer. Listen, Mentor Shelley, everybody can make mistakes. All right? That's all I'm going to say. Because that's what they would say if the shoe was on the other foot. They'd be like, yeah, people make mistakes. But that's a fantastic point that you bring up. I don't have experience. I actually want a home-based job. Well, the truth of the matter is, with this particular job, like I said, you do have to have a ton of experience. Like if I were to leave today and then try to work with them again, whether I'm employee or contracted, they would tell me no, because my experience, as far as, you know, what I've been doing the last 14 years now, what I've been doing the last 14 years, while I do have a lot of knowledge for multiple programs under my belt, the real estate industry is going towards the tax credit program, the USDA housing, which I talked about in another live. I have the USDA experience now. However, that program is so simple that I'm not sure that I even like it. However, there's also another one that's the workforce program, and maybe we'll talk about that in another live, which is, again, why we're changing some of the content on this channel, because there's so many other areas that I want you guys to be aware of that are happening, you know, because there's so much so many programs and things like that that are available to people that are not like what we're seeing here, where everybody and their mama's going to try to jump on it. There's other programs that are so under the radar that y'all don't even know. Like I said, this workforce thing is pretty cool because the property that I'm working with now that has the workforce program, it's a brand new development. They're out in Colorado. And I have people that I qualify with household incomes of, I think the max is like $120,000 for the household. That's a 2-person household. So 2 people with an income of like 120 something thousand can qualify to live there and have lower rent, right? The highest rent I think I've seen at that property was 1,800 something, but 2 people in a household can absolutely do that, you guys. That's $900 and something. And these people make money, like I'm not going to say big money, but I've seen people that make like $30+ an hour apply for this property. So there's a bigger issue at play there because you shouldn't be making $30+ an hour and still have to apply for a workforce program to get lower rent. You shouldn't have to do that. So there is still an issue here because why are these apartments renting for so damn much? There should definitely be something where the government can put a kibosh on that. I think that's ridiculous. All right, let me stop sharing my screen real quick. All right. So what if you're Section 8 or based on income, because some people doesn't utilities? Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. If you're talking about the, let me read it again, because maybe I'm misinterpreting what you're saying. What if you're Section 8 or based on income, because some people have utilities in their name? So are you saying that they don't have utilities in their name because of where they rent? That's possible. That's possible. Now, there is a Section 8 property. I have quite a few that I work with, Section 8 properties where the owner actually does give the applicant or the renter the option to report their rent payments. I love that. So see, that's something that your typical Section 8 tenant won't even take advantage of. They don't realize, oh, I could be building my credit while I'm here in this property paying $50 of rent. Because this owner is just amazing for even doing that. It's a very big corporation. And they give them the option. So all they got to do is check a little box when they apply to say, yes, I want my rental payments reported, right? So they could leave that property essentially with an 800 credit score, you know? So there's wonderful parts of Section 8 that I love, and that's one of them, you know, but these are little things that I love and I get off on them, and people aren't interested though. But these are things where if you apply certain methods, if you're in Section 8 housing, you can actually come out on top. Good night, John. I'm sure you're gone by now, but have a good one. All right. I think I'm actually at the bottom or about to be at the bottom. So yes, c'est toi. I'm catching me. Oh, for sure. For sure. Big Daddy still rocks. Okay, Big Daddy. Sorry for the typo. I'm typing on. Oh, no problem. Are strippers considered independent contractors? I think you could be. You could be, because what if you're doing that as like exercise? You could say that you're like an aerobics instructor who's gonna chin check you and tell you that you're not. Right? So I know you're being funny, but at the same time, they are. If they're working on their own, especially if they're in Vegas. Hey now. Hey, I have something. Y'all better stick around. I see y'all dropping off now. Was it DeSantis? Was that what it was? Okay. So look, you guys, I'm going to do this every time I get a super chat, and my office neighbor's probably going to get so annoyed, but I got this at a Confederate themed flea market, y'all. Because remember, I'm in Virginia. They have artifacts out here. Yeah. That was an interesting experience, but the people were so nice there. Thank you for your super chat. All right. For kind of staying on your outline. See, John already knows I'm a hot ass mess. Oh, I hate that I'm like that, but I also love it at the same time. All right. Hello. Hey, D Nixon. All right. So yeah, I'm at the bottom. All right. Cool. I just found out this chat was on. I just got home from work. Fantastic. And I am very happy. And I'm going to keep you up there, girl. But I'm very happy that you worked today and hopefully you got paid extra for working today because, man, oh man, I didn't do a stitch of work today. This is about as much work as I'm doing, coming in and talking to you guys. But anyway, yeah. So the Bank of America thing is fantastic. But again, it's only really going to benefit you if you are very savvy with what is going on in the country. I'm going to take DeSantis off my screen as well as the Bank of America story. And yeah, I think that's about all that I might do, because I feel like if I go into this other part, let me see. Mentor Shelly, are you still here? I don't know if you're still here. Oh, you remember? Wow. Girl, I don't even know where a rubber band is in this office right now. I actually have a light out in my office too, but I don't really care to report it because I don't want nobody up in here. But anyway, yeah. So, okay. Like I said, guys, we are going to have some changes to the channel. I think we already covered why I think we already covered why I think Black people aren't really going to benefit from this plan. And it's mostly because we ain't about to move nowhere. We're not about to get married and double up the income and be able to knock this real estate thing out of the park. We're just not doing it. And okay, so yeah, you are still here. Okay, cool. I was gonna talk about remote work a little bit. So I think let's just go ahead and segue into it, and then I'm gonna close out after that because that will probably give us another hour of content. As far as remote work goes, kind of piggybacking off of this. So the workforce is definitely changing. And, I think you know what? Nah, I'm not going to talk about it tonight, guys, because my gut is telling me that this can be a total nother live. So I'm not going to do it. What is carnivore ice cream? What is that? Girl, that don't sound like nothing I want. What is that? Does it have blood in it? I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna drop the link for the job offering that we have right now. I'm not really sure how much you will get paid, but I would say at minimum you could probably ask for at least 50,000. I wouldn't ask for any less than that if you apply for this job. So let me put my email in here. You guys can shoot me an email if you're interested in that auditing job. And the payout for referring people is very hefty. I don't even want to tell y'all how much, but it's a pretty penny, yo. Like, it's a pretty penny. If you end up getting hired, it's a pretty penny. But yeah, so hit me up there and let me know what's going on. Because contrary to what they say, remote work is on the rise. I understand a lot of people are telling y'all not to do it or telling you that it's something that's going to disappear. I'm here to tell you it's absolutely not. I think only right now it's like 10% of Americans are actually remote workers. So at the end of the day, they say, I think in the next few years, I think it was like 5 years, 30% of the workforce is going to be remote. Because the first thing that I understand is that it's going to be another something that's going to spread around and we're going to have another shutdown. Okay, y'all. They tried it with the new thing that was all over the internet. They tried it with the pox, but they can kind of see that that's not working. So something else is going to come because the commander in chief has already promised us that we are going to have another demic. Okay. He already promised us that. So remote work is going to be a thing. So like I said, if you are interested, you want to find out more about the position, let me know, send me an email. And, just understand that, if you're one of those people that doesn't want to venture into it out of fear, I will tell you as somebody that's been doing it for at least the last 4 years, now 5 years, remote work has changed my life in that I would have never been able to start my business if I did not work remote. The other thing is that my business is remote. I can take my business anywhere, right? I can go anywhere. And if you are able to snag a job like that, obviously there's certain things, certain aspects of the job that you want to make sure are going to be beneficial for you. Like I said, if I move to Kansas tomorrow, the amount that I agreed to get paid is not going to change. It's not going to change. Okay. But I understand if you work for maybe Google, Facebook, whoever, they are going to adjust your pay to whatever city you live in. So moving down to, the boondocks in, I don't know, Missouri somewhere, that's not going to help you because they are going to give you Missouri rates, right? Like I said, I was fortunate enough to have remote work in Los Angeles. So there was a minimum, like at minimum for remote work at that time, you would have started at 60 something $1,000. Now that's not a lot for Los Angeles. But the fact that it's mandatory that you make at least minimum 62,000 something something, that's a big deal. So if you move down to the boondocks after you snag that rate per hour, you in the money, baby. So I do feel like with remote work, we need to use it to our advantage in a certain way. But also be careful because it can become your life. Okay. It's very hard sometimes to separate your work from your personal life, which is why you have to get out of the house like I do. The fact that I'm actually renting an office to do my business and all that, because I hate sitting in my apartment all the time. I hate it. But also, I mean, you're using your internet, you're using the power all day, gas. If you have natural gas, you're using that more than you would if you were actually going to somebody's office, right? A lot of times your employer may actually pay for your internet as well. So that is actually pretty cool. Because I get an internet stipend as well. So, but I actually, which I guess it works because in my rent at the place I'm at in downtown, it's like I have to pay for a utility package. So it kind of pays, I guess the internet pays for itself in a way with that. Yes, it's on the rise, but lots of employers are very hesitant or very resistant to it because they want to control. Yes. And the thing is also, I'm glad you actually said that because I'll touch on it right now. So remote work, I'm one of the biggest supporters of remote work ever. Like any, VA or anybody that works for PX Credit Solutions will not be in the office with me. I don't want to see your face. I just want to know that you logged on and I want to know that you did the work. Okay. I 100% believe in remote work. I think it is a wave of the future because it is. I'm not going to necessarily say that it's a recession proof way to run your business, but it is a way to have more work-life balance. And then also it creates more satisfaction among the employees. The only issue that I can see happening, and there's articles about it everywhere, is that your traditional 8-hour day, 40-hour work week is going to be out the window because on average, you're the most productive within about a 3-hour to 4-hour window, probably even less than that when you actually do your work. Someone like me, I work better under pressure. I do better when I know I have a small set of hours to get an assignment done and then go on about my day. When I sat in an office for 8, 9, however many hours per day, I lollygagged most of that day. I went to other floors to see people. I sat and talked to my boss for hours sometimes. I mean, we literally would sit in there and just talk for hours. She was the real OG, okay? She was cool. She was cool. But so much time was wasted. And it was because I knew I had so many hours, right? You take longer lunch breaks. Like you waste a lot of time. If you guys have ever seen the movie Office Space, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about, right? A TPS report from that movie, listen, you could do a TPS report in an hour. But for some reason, you got to sit there for 8 hours a day. No, I'm sorry. To me, remote work is the wave of the future. If a company wants to survive, yes, they do need some key players in the office, but at the same time, no, they do not. And apparently you don't even need a CEO anymore, because didn't y'all just hear the Bed Bath and Beyond guy jumped out a window? So apparently he didn't feel like he was necessary. So is working in an office really even that important? And I'm not making fun of people that jump out of windows. But what I'm saying is that when you really look at it, your average C-suite executive, what are they really doing? I'm not saying they all don't do nothing, but a lot of times those big buildings y'all see, they're half empty sometimes, and they got the lights on and all kind of stuff, just wasting money, wasting resources, when they could just be paying you more to sit in your apartment or your house, right? Remote work is going to help the average American worker. You will be able to afford a home at that point, because the fact that you don't have to commute, it eliminates so much stress out of your day, and you win time back. Because the number one thing that you guys have to recognize, and I'm coming to terms with this, they say time is money. However, I was listening to, I believe his name is Myron Golden, and time is money to a certain degree. Okay. When you get paid per hour, yes, it is. But when you really think about it, if you lose money, you can always get money back. If you lose time, you cannot get time back. Time is not a renewable resource as we know it right now. So no, time is not money. So don't get that twisted. All right. So that's another change that we're going to be making on this channel. I want y'all to understand your time is valuable, but time is not money. All right. So I hope that made sense. One of them is a renewable commodity. The other one is not. Okay. So it's not. Time ain't money. Time is time. All right. Money is money. Understand that. But you do get to charge what you want for your time, because you can't get it back. I'm a homebody, kind of. Yeah. And that's one of the downsides about working from home as well, because you can actually become more socially withdrawn. So you do have to stay on top of yourself a lot more. Because I noticed, I will tell you the changes that happened to me when I started remote work, just to kind of give you guys like insight on me. Number one, I stopped wearing makeup. Y'all, I'm a former makeup artist, so that was a big deal to stop wearing makeup. But I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped wearing regular clothes. Okay. Everything that I own stretches. Okay. I still have like 10 pairs of these yoga pants, and they're good quality, obviously, but and I stopped wearing regular clothes for a very long time. I'm literally just now segueing back into wearing clothes. And as a matter of fact, the reason I got the business, the reason that I joined the business club / country club thing in LA, the only reason I did that was because I had all these dresses in the closet and nowhere to wear them to. Right. So it gave me a reason to get up, put some perfume on, get pretty, and go have some drinks with some business people. Okay. So remote work, it can actually kind of push you into a different part of society that you're not ready for, because people will start to get on your nerves too. Traffic will bother you, not even real traffic either, because like if I'm on the road now and I'm inconvenienced or pushed back 5 minutes because there's extra cars on the road, I get annoyed, y'all. I get annoyed now because I don't have traffic. The most traffic I get is rolling out of bed and tripping over a sock. That's my traffic jam. Okay. And somebody on my team the other day was like, oh, I had a traffic jam on the stairs. Don't nobody in the office understand that kind of joke. Only remote workers understand that kind of joke, but it does change you. So you have to be structured when it comes to remote work. Especially like with what I do, because the way that it is literally, if I get a task, okay, say I have to audit 10 files, right? All right, I audit my 10 files. I'm done for the day. Okay. That's why I can have a business, because if I do 10 files, I'm done for the day. Okay. However, there may be a day where I'm assigned 40 files. Y'all, some of them files are like 150. I've even had 200-page audits before. That's a lot to be scrolling through a damn screen. And I got to calculate and all kind of stuff. It's accounting. It's all kind of stuff that goes into it. So it's a very busy job when it gets busy, right? It's very busy work. But the fact that, and I understand like my situation is not your typical, it's not typical. Trust me. I understand that I'm in a very sweet spot, but it's like you do your job and you go home. Most remote work now is you have to stay online and logged on and active for a certain amount of time during the day. So what you will see an increase on as well, because you got to be slick about it. And now that I think about it, I'm like, damn, I should create like a remote work course, like ways to get around certain things. Because I was about to say something, but I'm not going to. Because it should not be public knowledge. You literally need to pay me to understand. But there's certain ways like you have to stay active. That's the other thing. See, in an office, they know you're not doing anything. They know that you're lollygagging. But the thing is, they're all lollygagging too. So they're not going to say anything because they don't want you blowing up their spot either. When it comes to remote work, it's different because you could be lollygagging, Netflixing and chilling, getting some booty and doing all that kind of stuff that you want. And if you got a very negative coworker that might be jealous, or just you may say the wrong thing to the wrong person, they will blow your spot up and tell your supervisor like, hey, they acting like they online, but they over there sleep, you know? The other thing about remote work, everybody wants to talk about what the hell they doing online. Like they'll be on TikTok, Instagram or whatever. It's like, bro, your job is web-based. Get off of social media during the day. What is wrong with you? So like you have to be a very specific type of person to have a remote job. You have to be responsible. You have to, there's just so many things, y'all. I could go on for days about it. But like I said, I'm fairly social when I have to be. So that's why the office atmosphere was good for me. But the remote work aspect was better for me in my personal life. But also, like I said, I kind of slipped when I was wearing stretch pants. Y'all, I literally wore pajamas for a year straight. Not even kidding. Like when I first started my channel, actually, like I said, other than going to the business club, or maybe meeting with a client, because I used to have clients come into the office, because I had an office. There was like an office space that we could use in a downtown. It was in downtown LA, and it was a very beautiful building. So I used to bring clients there, you know, because it looks great professionally. But that client didn't know I was in my pajamas most of the day and only took a shower to come meet them and sign them up for my service. They didn't know that. But I don't know, y'all. I'm babbling. I'm sorry. But it's just, I would say working from home is fantastic. If you ever have the chance to do it, do it. Just do it. But seriously, I'm being real. It's not funny that the guy, if you're talking about what I'm talking about, it's not funny that he jumped out the window. It's just that, wow, like, is office life really that sweet? Right? I mean, I'll pull it up. Let's, because we're not joking about it, but it's like, is that life really that great? I don't know. I don't know. I would take working at home over working in an office any day, like any day. CFO, he's the CFO. So what, Chief Financial Officer? So see, even the money man. Oh wait, I think they're gonna make me a. What they doing here? Lord have mercy. I tell you, and this is how you know the world is changing, y'all, because you can't even get online news without them trying to get your money. Like they won't even tell me what's going on in the world. I got to turn off my ad blocker and all kind of stuff. So it says Bed Bath & Beyond CFO falls to death after company announces massive closures and layoffs. Y'all. All right, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. You don't want to be in somebody's office if remote work is a wave of the future. Because here's the thing. I understand that there's a big community of people that think that remote work is going away. Can I tell you something? At least in my industry, it's not going away anytime soon. I just happened to come across this company. As a matter of fact, no, my old boss told me about it. And she's like, because at my old corporate job, we were kind of pushing for me to work from home. What on earth? Can I get rid of that? Lady with a damn patch on her stomach. But anyway, so this is how, and Mentor Shelly, if you're still here, I would love to actually have a conversation about this with you, because a matter of fact, let's do that, because there's so many areas to cover on remote work versus working in an office. Because I'm an older millennial, I've done both. And like I said, I far much prefer the remote work thing. I would venture to say also, had I been a remote worker in my early 20s, you guys wouldn't even know me, because I would definitely be married and I would have a ton of kids already, for sure. So I think it's good for starting families and all kind of stuff. I just think it's a beautiful thing. The other thing is, if you like to do homeschooling, I'm pretty sure you could get that underway as well if you want to pull your kids out of public school. So I think just all around, it's fantastic. But anyway, going into the office and working, okay, you're working. Some people just want to make a paycheck. Some people want to be a CFO like this guy. All right, cool. But at first they said he fell out of the window. But then like a day later, they said that it was actually a suicide. And then today they're actually saying that this dude's wife was in the apartment with him. So what do y'all think actually happened? I think that lady probably pushed him. Or she might have put a rug, kind of bunched up a rug next to the window. Y'all, I didn't fall, but I almost busted my mouth open a couple of days ago, tripping in my apartment. If my window was open, oh yeah, I could have fell out for sure. Because well, I'm not going to get too specific about where I live, but the way it's set up, yeah, I could have fell out the window for sure. But anyway, so here's a guy that, works in an office, has a great job, had a great job. But he all of a sudden dies mysteriously after the retail chain announced it would close 150 of its more than 700 namesake stores and lay off about 20% of its 32,000 employees. All right, well, let's do some math here. Do it again, because we just love math. They were going to lay off 6,400 people. Now it would be 6,399 since he is gone, but I do think that they are going to replace him. But that's insane when you think about it. So it also says that the stock fell more than 21%, and it's fell 65% in the past year. So this probably was going to affect, his stock options or something. Apparently, in my opinion, he probably was one of the people that they were going to let go. And since his wife was in the apartment with him, allegedly, I would venture to say she did not make this easy for him. I can almost imagine she was probably a very hard-headed woman and probably drove him crazy. Because if you have a happy home life, right, then you ain't jumping out of a window. So I think here, a lot of times working in an office can also bring unnecessary, undue stress as well. Because I do remember having a call center job where I actually took sick time because I was like, dude, I don't want to be in this building. I don't want to be attached to this phone. I don't want to be yelled at. And then I don't want to sit in your cubicle and listen to calls where you tell me what I've done wrong. I don't want to do that. Okay. If you're going to tell me what I've done wrong, though, I mean, I guess I would at least like to be in my living room while you do it in my pajamas. That takes away some of the sting, believe it or not. So like I said, just working from home is like, y'all, it's the jam. It is my jam. Okay. It's my jam. Literally every day. And just on the business front too, it's like, y'all, if you have a business, you could wake up and start working whenever you want. However, based on my belief system, you do actually have to get up and start working very early. But the beauty about remote work, depending on how it's set up, if you're salaried, you can get up 6 a.m., start working because you have access to everything that you need, right? There's so many layers to this. We'll have to definitely talk about it on another live stream, but Either you have your equipment or you have the employer's equipment. If you have the employer's equipment, even better, because yes, they track what you do, but at the end of the day, you have access to your work all the time. So if you can't sleep at midnight, you can get up and just work and have your work for the next day complete, right? Unless you're in a call center environment. But like I said, something like I do, if I want to wake up at 4 a.m., in the morning, Tuesday, if I want to wake up at 4 a.m. and just say, okay, let me see if I have any, files assigned today. If I have files, I can sit there at 4 a.m. and work on them. If you work in an office, you can't do that. You can't do that. All right. It's just not possible. Right. And then your work is already done for the day when you're in an office, and then you gotta pretend to be busy. I remember doing that. I remember pretending to be busy. Right? A director's walking by, you start typing. I did that. I really think back and I'm like, damn, working in an office is kind of a sham, y'all. It's a sham, especially if it's an office that you're not paying for. Like here, sometimes I do have to like force myself to work because I have everything here. Like I have, my microwave, I got food. I stocked it up almost like an apartment. So it is kind of like a home away from home as well. But I have that freedom, right? I don't have to scan a badge to go into somebody's office. If I come in an hour early, ain't nobody looking at me stupid. Because like I said, I could work at 3 a.m. if I want to. Right? It wasn't always like that with my remote work that I do now. It wasn't always like that. However, because the industry is changing so much, and because a lot of acquisitions are happening in the business world that you guys aren't aware of. The company in Texas that I work with was actually purchased by a very, very big tech investment firm. Okay. And once this company took over, they're big on operations. See, this is something I would definitely have to talk about behind a paywall. But long story short, the company acquired them, and then they completely changed everything because the company that bought them is an not organization, but like a operations based company. It's how they became billionaires. So what they do is they come in and they change the operations because they say, hey, if this isn't working the way you have it structured, we're going to change it. And that's what they did. So like I said, my experience with remote work is just completely different than the average person. Not the average person. I would just say a regular job. My experience is very different. And I have a lot of time freedom that many people don't have. And that's why I said, if you had the skill set that's required for this particular position, that they posted it. Well, it's always posted. I guess it's a rolling kind of thing, but it's very hard to find people with that expertise. That's the whole problem. That's the whole problem that this company's having. It's hard to find good people. Hard to find good people. But yeah, I feel very blessed. Unlike this guy. But let's see, what else? Is there anything else pertinent in here? But I will tell you, this ties into working in an office as well. It does. There's something to this here. Yeah, it says he was instrumental in the organization through the coronavirus pandemic, transforming the company's financial foundation and building a strong and talented team. If he did all of that, then what was the problem? So I'm pretty sure we're going to find out more about Mr. Arnall as the days go on. He was only 52. So yeah, they are definitely saying it was a suicide. And he was in a luxury skyscraper in downtown Manhattan. So y'all, these regular jobs, while they are great, some of them are not what they're cracked up to be. So the closer you can get to working from home, you guys, if you have the opportunity, just take it. Take it. All right. Yeah, I know. I chuckled when I said it, but then I was just like, damn, that's kind of messed up. but I think he probably did. Nah, he didn't trip over no rug. Now that they said it was suicide, he did it on purpose. But then to do it with your wife in the apartment as well is kind of like, wow. And that's why I say I think maybe they didn't have such a good relationship, because A happy man, you know, a happy high value man doesn't jump out of a window, right? I don't know. And yes, Cortez, time is not returnable. So again, that is the motto or the slogan of this live. You know what I mean? That is what it is. Time is not money. Okay. So if you ever catch me saying that, please virtually slap me in the face because it's not true. Time is not money. All right. Money's renewable. Time is not. They're mutually exclusive or they're not. I don't know. Anyway, I've been considering going into tech side of remote work. Don't know where to start though. There's a lot of voices and opinions concerning the tech industry. Well, the company that I do work with is also looking for tech people as well. So if you end up emailing me, I can definitely let you know what company it is via email. And you can check out and see if they have anything. I actually had a friend that lives not too far from their corporate headquarters, and I think he applied, but he didn't get back to me on if they ever hired him because we actually have a lot of tech guys because cybersecurity is going to be huge, as you guys know. Another thing with remote work, this is why you guys, everybody that says that remote work is not going to last, y'all are crazy. No, because cybersecurity is necessary now because it's going to create so many more opportunities in so many other areas if remote work stays a thing. And think about it this way too. If you're a remote worker, most remote workers don't be cooking at home either. So if you're in the gig economy and you want to quit your office job, you can feed the people that work from home because I ordered Uber Eats almost every day when I lived in Los Angeles. Okay. I was putting money and food on somebody's table that wanted to just be a remote work or a contract worker. Right. So remote work opens up a whole lot of stuff. It opens up other industries for people to get employment. But yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying with this company. They're looking for cybersecurity people. They're definitely always looking for really just any tech positions because the company is a tech-based organization. And like I said, they were just acquired by a billion-dollar tech company that specializes in operations. So if you were to get into this company, you will probably have a job for a very long time. So if you're going into tech, definitely shoot me an email, thecreditsolutionist@gmail.com. Okay, D Nixon. And I'll send you the link for the company. Now, whether you want to apply is up to you, but definitely let them know I sent you because I want that referral bonus, baby. Is a doozy. It would actually cover 1 month of my rent. So that lets you know this company got money. This company got money because them payouts are nice. Okay. But yeah, like I said, cybersecurity, one of the biggest things right now, because your remote working position, your boss is gonna be looking at you. They want to know everything that you're doing. Certain companies, not every company. Right. Let's see here. Yes, I was laughing at that. Yeah, it was. And like I said, there's nothing funny about death, especially the way that I opened this live stream. But at the same time, death, you can make it funny just because we're all going to experience it. None of us are making it out of this thing alive. Right. But let's just not unalive ourselves on our own. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have enough nerve to even do that. You know what I mean? And I won't speak that into existence because I know the enemy listens, but it's like, when you think about it, it's like, bruh, nah, I don't think I would do it myself. Nah, I don't think so. Thank you. She probably did. I'm telling you, I think it had to either, okay. I can interpret that in two ways, and I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna make somebody mad. I would even say she probably pushed him emotionally. I'm not going to say she pushed him physically because that's murder. I'm not going to put that on that woman. But women know. We know how to get to y'all. She pushed that man emotionally. I bet you. And I bet before he was going to do it, she probably said something real slick. Like Gustavo Arnal, that's his name. She probably said, Gustavo, you should just jump out of that window, Gustavo. You're more useful as scrambled eggs on the ground down there. She probably said something stupid like that. And he probably said, babe, you know what? You're right. And he jumped. But from what I understand, she might not even get no money because when you do that S word, I don't think insurance pays out for that. So she would be stupid if she did. Girl, probably a rug, yes. And the thing, okay, listen, it's easy to trip on a rug. And I just want to let y'all know that, and I'm moving on. I have a rug in one of these, my apartment is like these sections, and they're all in a row. So it's set up really weird, but the middle section has a rug. I have tripped on that rug 1,000 times. Have I moved it? No, I have not. But if I put a chair or something in the wrong spot and I happen to just decide to trip one day, I'll be knocked out and ain't nobody going to come find me. So, I mean, you could trip on a rug and really hurt yourself. And I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that damn old. But I could trip and probably hurt myself. Worked in the call center for years. Last job was at a major bank. Now I work as a finance counselor. Been doing it for a year. Love the flexibility. I can drop and pick. Yes, see? So that's what I'm saying. Like, remote work is fantastic. And I just think maybe it's a certain group of people that don't agree with it. You know, mostly old school. People that aren't really moving with the times, which is unfortunate because we're all going to have to get on that train at some point. Like, I was thinking about, I probably have to get tech certifications just to have them, right? Because the writing's on the wall. We're moving into the cashless society. We're moving into a faceless society, which was another topic on my outline here. Robots are going to be taking some of y'all's face-to-face jobs anyway, because right now, let's talk about it. You see this company? So they're talking about, and the company, I believe, is called Miso. If I'm not mistaken, if you have ads on your YouTube, you have probably already seen ads for the company Miso. If you have not, look them up. Miso, like the Japanese soup that you have with your sushi. Miso. So this company Miso has created these fast food robots. So you see how going into tech is going to help a lot of y'all anyway, because somebody has to actually do the maintenance and all that stuff on those too. And there's software and all kinds of stuff that's involved with this technology. But at any rate, there are these fast food robots that are by Miso and other companies of the like that literally flip burgers, do the fries. They even have machines that pick fruit. Okay, you guys? So remember how the cotton gin kind of did away with people picking cotton? That was a different scenario, but you get what I'm saying. It's going to change the industry. Okay? It's going to change the industry. So robots are taking jobs, flipping burgers and making smoothies as automation invades fast food. See how they work. Okay? This right here, boy, oh boy, I could go on about this forever because I met a very unique young man one day that is he's an AI scientist, and he is actively working on injecting human souls into robots. You see why I'm changing this to not just a credit focused channel? There are things that you guys need to know are happening. And I'm such a weirdo that I know some of these people personally. That's how weird Credit Solutionist is. So yeah, just talking about credit cards and things probably isn't going to be my forte as the channel grows. Okay. So this is just one piece. But yes, men out here are putting souls into robots, or at least trying. Okay. Mark Zuckerberg is just the most public one. But this is going on behind closed doors and you guys just don't know. Okay. Get out, meet a nerd. You'll find out so much. All right. So here it says some fast food and fast casual chains are integrating robots into their prep machines. I think there's also a Taco Bell out in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Or Utah, either Utah or Minnesota, but there's a Taco Bell where you actually don't even talk to a person at all. Your food just comes down a tube. And y'all are really clamoring to try to get back into offices. They don't want you there. This is the thing. They don't even want frontline workers in fast food establishments. If they don't even want those people there, what makes you think they want you in an office pushing papers? The only reason you're in that office pushing papers, and we'll get back to the article, I promise, but the only reason they want you in that office pushing papers, literally, in my opinion, is just to figure out how they can get a robot to do your job faster. How they can talk to, when the consultants, like in Office Space, when the consultants come in, when you start to see them, because see, after 2020, 2021, now it's 2022, the evaluation is starting, right? You're going to see an influx of consulting firms, business consulting firms that are going to pop up. Because they're going to come in and they're going to evaluate your productivity. They're going to evaluate the bottom line, right? And they're going to use their loss of revenue from 2020 and 2021 as an excuse to downsize. They don't need to downsize, guys. They don't need to, but they're going to, because there's guaranteed a machine that can do your job. And if it doesn't exist yet, who is that wanted to get into tech? Is it you, D. Nixon? This guy right here. And not even, I'm not trying to blow up your spot, but this man right here, he will be the man that will build the technology that will put you out of that office job that you're clamoring to get back into right now. Right? Because even when you call, and I say that out of love, I'm not saying it like you're a bad dude. What he's doing is what most of us, I put myself in that category too. Because I know credit repair is going to change as well, guys. Don't get it twisted. Okay. But that is literally why a lot of these companies want you guys back. They have to finish out their leases that they have with these buildings that they're in. They got to finish out their leases. That's number one. Number two is that they need you there because they have to measure your productivity before and after the pandemic. If your productivity has gone down since the pandemic, you will be replaced or removed. Do I need to put up the Bed Bath & Beyond story again so you guys can understand and connect the dots with what I'm saying? Because that's what's happening, right? We're in an evaluation process right now. The fat is going to get trimmed and the cream is going to rise to the top. Okay, so let's go back to the article real quick. And then I definitely want to talk to you guys about your thoughts on this and if I'm going in the right direction or if I'm missing something here. Okay. And it's much cheaper to have a robot because remember, a robot doesn't take sick time. A robot is not going to sue us for wrongful termination, sexual harassment. It's not going to call out. Did I say call out sick already? It's not going to get married and have to take a week of vacation. It's not going to go out on maternity leave. A robot is going to work every day, all day, and get the job done quicker because it's ones and zeros. That's it. It's ones and zeros, you guys. So if even the fast food worker is being removed, if even when you call customer service and you got to talk to a robot, a recording, y'all know this because y'all been through it. Every 800 number you call now has an AI assistant already there. Because they don't even want you to get to the point that you talk to a human. Like I called Amazon today and it was like, oh, such and such, da, 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 blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can still get past it by saying representative, or pressing 0 or star. Yes, you can. However, some of them are even built now where they'll block you from doing that. You hit 0, they'd be like, oh, unknown prompt, right? You going back to back or in circles with this tech thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You go back and forth with this thing. They even got it now where, what is it? You got to speak into the phone. And if you breathe wrong, it'll tell you that you gave the wrong answer. I know I'm preaching to the choir here. So when you start paying attention to your everyday life, you can kind of see where the human element is being removed completely. So lean into remote work, you guys. Lean into it because it will give you more time to learn whatever the next wave is. If you got to go into tech, you got to go into tech. If you're good with your hands, listen here. Until the machines are built to where they can come out and fix a leaky faucet or a leaky pinhole in a copper pipe at 2 a.m., if you work with your hands, you'll still have a job as a plumber. You can still be a welder. You could still be a builder. Okay, I see builders all over the place. I love a man that gets his hands dirty. Don't play with me. So it's like you can still, there's still opportunity there for that too. Okay, people still pay people to clean their houses. You could be the business owner and hire people to do it. Okay, you're still a remote worker because you're the remote owner. You sit in front of a laptop in your living room every day. Right? So I'm just saying, like, the whole industry is changing. Just jobs, the job market's changing. These old school jobs that older millennials like me had, they don't exist anymore, you guys. They're cutting them out. Right? You got Gen, what are they? Gen Z? Whatever the hell they are. They're the touchless generation is what they call those people. There's a reason they call them the touchless generation. They don't know human contact. Right? Their entire existence is technologically based. Okay? Anyway, sorry I went off, y'all. Yes, and you have to do it. Oh my gosh. And here's the reason. This is what I was thinking. Because like I said, with this work that I do, aside from credit repair, I have to be certified. I told you guys this on other lives. I have to be certified, not certified like, you know, but I have to pass like these tests and things like that. I do have to get certified. Let me stop. I have to get certified with the DOD, Department of Defense. I have to take it every single year. Now, in that, what I've noticed is every year that I take this training, there's more and more modules about tech, about cybersecurity, about protecting documents and files and phishing. And there's another one, there's another term now. And Mentor Shelly, you and I, girl, we're gonna have to go in on this one because there's phishing, there's whaling, and then there's another term that they actually just came out with where people will hit you up via text message. Whole other thing. Or they will hit you up through social media to try to get secrets about your organization. So this is a whole new set of issues that we have, not only with workers that are in brick and mortar, but workers that are remote, right? Because you can get phished. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's just, y'all, it's just too much to talk about. It's too much to talk about. But cybersecurity is going to be here for a long time. Okay. And even more so with remote workers, because your husband could be, or wife or whoever, or your kids could walk up behind you and see all the data that's on your computer. Y'all know with what I do on in both parts of my life, I deal with social security numbers, driver's licenses, and all kinds of stuff. Right? Imagine if I had a house full of people. Yes, cybersecurity is necessary. Okay. It's just me. So I ain't got to worry about nothing unless there's spirits floating around or something crazy. But it's like, yeah, bruh, the writing is on the wall here. Cybersecurity gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. And anyway, y'all, I could go on and on about this, but I get excited about it because yes, it's gonna X out a lot of jobs, but it's also gonna create an opening for everybody that's willing to embrace it. You got to embrace it. And if you're a business owner, you're going to need cybersecurity as well. See? So it's in every part of your life. Okay. All right. So we're talking about a worker shortage and rising labor prices are making hiring and retaining workers more expensive. This is another area that maybe we'll talk about with Mentor Shelly another day. Because the fact that a lot of y'all don't want to go back to work either, and not y'all in the chat, because y'all are sticking around so you're smart. Either that or you just want to listen to a girl with crazy hair talk. Whatever. It's Labor Day. It's cool. Take a break. But people that don't want to work, you are contributing to the robots taking over your jobs. You're contributing to that because now that you've gotten used to having free money, right? With the pandemic, now that you're used to that, you don't want to work now. You don't want to work. So you are literally telling them, hey, I don't want to work. So if you're not there, employers are not going to beg you to come work. What they're going to do, because they want to stay in business, they're going to look for better ways to run their companies more efficiently. The most efficient way is with robots. Okay, that's it. White Castle has a robot cook. Flippy from Miso Robotics. Did I not just tell y'all about Miso? This is what I'm talking about. White Castle, y'all, because it's basic. White Castle is what? 2 pieces of bread and a little slim patty? Yeah. So what they're doing here also is they're taking the model from their manufacturing companies and they're putting it into the restaurant. It was only a matter of time before that happened because, see, when you think about it, if you go to a large plant that makes bread or puts the patties together and does things like this, these robotics and things like that were already there. They were already there, right? When you buy hot dogs and stuff, it's all mechanically separated meat. So the technology has always been there. All they're doing now is putting it into the fast food environment, right? So it's an invasion of the robots. And because people don't want to go back to work, whether it's remote or brick and mortar, this is why this is happening. This is why Miso is now creating, or they're now filling a need. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here. The original model could place baskets in the fryer, shake baskets in oil, and monitor for appropriate cooking time and make chicken tenders and tater tots. See, because the thing about the Miso robot is that it's not going to sit at the drive-through window and have an extended conversation. It's not going to argue with its boss. It's not going to do any of that. The Miso robot is going to do its job and move along. That's what's going to happen. It's going to require very little maintenance, a nice little insurance policy to keep it up to date. That's all it's going to require, right? Now, there will probably have to be someone there to keep it clean. So there will still be a human element here. But you guys, White Castle is not in these really big metropolitan cities, from what I understand. So this is happening in small town America. What do you think is going to happen in the city? Come on, man. All right. So Flippy, I guess that's the name of it. So beware of Flippy, y'all. Flippy going to take over. I don't know if you guys ever saw that episode of The Twilight Zone where the guy created a computer and the computer fell in love with him and she ended up killing him for some reason or another. I have to watch it again. But it just talks about how technology, it's a blessing, but also the robots probably will take over at some point. So Flippy can take over some of the more dangerous kitchen tasks like deep frying. And you guys, this also makes it easier to pass OSHA inspections and stay within OSHA regulations. So there is nothing that is a downside for a company saying, hey, let's get rid of half of these workers in here and just invest in Miso's robots. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Because Miso has D. Nixon that is doing either the cybersecurity or he's working with the software that created Miso, right? She pushed him. Y'all so crazy. All right, so let me get back down here. Let me get back on task. All right, let's see. Work remote as a finance counselor. Honestly speaking, that's almost what I do. And I was thinking about getting certified and stuff with certain things, but then I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do in my life. All right, that's what I'm after. Freedom that comes with remote work. Yeah. And trust me when I say this, The thing about the remote work situation, you get so much more freedom, but when they take a little bit of it from you, whew, you learn how petty you could really be. I swear, because there was one day I had done some work. I logged in at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. because I just couldn't sleep. And I did everything I needed to do. And then something told me, you know what? You probably need to log back in because I bet they assigned you something else. Sure enough, y'all, I went in there like noon. I was hot because I was ready to have the whole day to myself. Oh my God. And they had assigned me some extra stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Y'all could kick rocks. But at the same time, no, they can't kick rocks because I'm like, hey, that's what I signed on for. So it is what it is. So little things like that, that giving you extra work when you're already done and you have to come back and log in. That's the equivalent of your boss asking you to come in on a Saturday if you work in a brick and mortar, right? So you find out how petty you really are. And I'm super petty. I hate getting assigned something after I think I'm done. The Django skyscraper. Oh, you talking about the game? Oh my God. I will send an email in a little bit. For sure. For sure. Because I'm pretty sure they have tech jobs that are open. Because like I said, my friend must not have gotten hired because he never hit me up. Yeah, he probably had a will. And that was that. We're back on the Bed Bath and Beyond guy. For sure. The lady got something, right? Because they didn't say how old she was either. They didn't say if she was 52 like him. Because if she was in her 30s, I'm going to go in the afterlife and slap him. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm almost, like I said, I'm almost positive that woman said something stupid and slick to him before he jumped out that window. I know she did. It's just how women are. We be like that sometimes. Y'all squeezed out a 3-hour live for me. I can't believe this. I work by appointments though. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like I said, if you're going to do the remote work, you have to really, like Mentor Shelley says, when you go in for an interview, you're interviewing the company. They're not interviewing you. You're interviewing them. You need to ask them what are the requirements of that remote work? Because sometimes they'll tell you in the job description, but also they lie. They lie. The job description is literally just like a flimsy estimate of what you're going to be doing. And it's a lot of fancy words that literally translates to you're going to be sitting and typing and picking up the phone. But like I said, with what I do, it's very different. It's not a 9 to 5. That's not what it is. It's basically just, hey, the work is here. We have certain responsibilities. We got to get it done. Move along once you're done. Okay. And go on your merry way. Those jobs are very few and far in between. So I'm not going to act like it's something that you could just jump up and get tomorrow. That's why I said, if y'all end up using that, the link I'll send you, if you email me, yeah, don't, Lord, you'll be amazed at how open your life is going to become. But yeah, working by appointments is great too. Cause even with the credit repair stuff, when you guys book consultations and stuff, I've had people do paid consultations and they end up missing them. And I'm like, wow, y'all crazy. Y'all got to pay for that. Cause to talk to me on the phone, you actually do have to schedule time. Cause it's or pay for time, I should say. Cause I'm able to split the serious from the not serious by making you pay me. So I've been at the Burmese restaurant in Portland a couple of weeks ago and the server see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's scary. It's scary. All right. Frontline fast workers have bad attitudes a high percentage of the time. Anyway, exactly. And where I live is a college town. So customer service is not that great anyway, because a lot of these kids, at first I thought it was just they're a-holes, but a lot of it is really this. This is their first time being out of their mom's house on their own. They were not raised with good manners anyway. Now they're out here having the time of their life. They have freedom. They just being dickheads. I hate to say that. That's just what it is. At least where I live. That's what I'm noticing. I'm like, okay, it's not that they're really a-holes. It's just that it's a very different life for them now, and they're just trying to adjust to it. They're turning office, but exactly. Yep, there you go. Yep, yep, yep. So true. That's what's about to happen. And truthfully speaking, just an assumption, but these buildings that they're moving y'all out of too, that you're gonna, when you move into your remote work, pretty much with what Cortez is saying here, those are going to be turned into hostels or places for housing. That's what it's going to be. But you're not going to be able to afford to live there, because the city is structured for high earners. It's not structured for your average American anymore. It's just not. I wouldn't to get into tech. You're saying you wanted to get into tech? Yeah. Got you. Okay. So true. Ain't necessary evil if you're still there. Oh man. All right. Dang, y'all put up with me for a long ass time. Let me finish out these comments here, and then I think we'll wrap it up here. But I just want you guys to understand, like, the world is changing whether you want it to or not. Okay. Flippy. Can you believe that something called Flippy is gonna literally like cancel all of your work experience? Something named Flippy. You also don't have to worry about germs and stuff like that either, because robots, I mean, they don't really get dirty. They just need oil and stuff. So yeah, y'all, the plot to remove the human element from everyday life is here. I understand people don't want to agree. They don't believe in it. You guys have the wool pulled over your eyes right now, and that's okay. That's okay, because it'll hit you one way or another. Sometimes the phone, yes, it'll automatically end. Yes, and can't nobody clock the machine or the robot, the automated system for hanging up on you. Can't nobody clock that thing, right? I have to tell y'all the story, and on another live, I'll tell you the story about there is a bad side to working from home as well, which I think I want to cover that more with Mentor Shelley, because there are some work from home scenarios where the training sucks. And the people that work from home, it's very clear that they work from home, and they are damaging the image of the company that they work for. It used to be that you would be upset with knowing that somebody from Bangladesh picked up the phone. I'm getting the same vibe sometimes when I talk to Americans on the phone in customer service, because you can literally tell that they don't care. You can literally tell they're in their pajamas. You can hear the babies crying in the background. That to me is inappropriate. Okay. But that's a whole nother conversation. So the industry has to work out some kinks in a real way. All right. Just on their phones and social. Yep. All the time. All the time. It's a great way to get fired. If you're a remote worker and you're always online, great way to get fired, because somebody in the background is always looking at you. And they're even they're developing departments that will do that will actually just do the research, right? They'll do research on people that are either hired or will be hired. So that's why I say, just watch what you say online, or if you're going to be crazy and salacious online, be sure that you have your own business or a way to make your own money on the side as well. Because if that hammer comes down, I mean, hell, if you got your own business, you can have whatever personal beliefs you want to have. Oh, hang on, let me go back. Red Arc said that more women are going into construction work now. Listen, women are doing a whole lot of stuff that they, in my opinion, should not be doing. I'm not going to be working with my hands. I'm not going to be working with hammers. I'm not doing none of that. I hung up a whiteboard here and here. I felt accomplished after I did it. Yes. But was I sitting here like, yeah, if nobody was listen, I was sitting here wishing a man or somebody was here to do it. Okay. That's how it was. I can be handy, but I don't want to be handy. So I don't want to do construction. I don't want to be a damn truck driver. I don't want to be a plumber. I don't want to be nothing that generation, who are they? Gen Xers and baby boomers. I don't want to be none of the professions that they tried to convince us to be as women. I don't want nothing that's going to break a nail. Okay. I don't want to do it. More power to the women that do it, though. Even my new nurses are touchless. Wow. COVID had nursing students online and they are hired in hospitals and have never even touched a patient. Thank you. Thank you. And this is healthcare, the most hands-on profession in the world, other than being a damn masseuse, right? This is hands-on, and they're removing that element. And actually, I could tell you guys, with the insurance that I have, with the health insurance, I had Kaiser when I was in California, but Kaiser is not non-existent in Virginia, so I had to switch, and I had to re-up on some of my asthma medication. The doctor never saw me. I talked to him on the phone for like 5 minutes and he just prescribed me the medication. It's real, y'all. Touchless, faceless society is here. For real. For real. I was bothered by that. Now, don't get me wrong. I took advantage because I didn't have to go sit in the doctor's office, which was great. But just the human element that was missing, it really affected my experience because it made me also realize how big pharma has to be a part of this in some respects as well, because he should have seen my face. He should have listened to my lungs, because imagine this. Okay. Y'all know, tangent time. When you have certain ailments, right? You have to be face to face with the doctor, because if he puts the stethoscope on my chest, he can listen and hear the difference between wheezing from asthma versus wheezing because I have fluid in my lungs. Right? He can take my blood pressure. He can do all kinds of stuff. Even have the stupid conversation of, hey, Vic, you need to lose a little weight. All of that. That preventative care that is so necessary in society, that ain't going to be there. It's literally just going to be, you call a number, you get some pills, you get an inhaler, call it a day. Who cares if it's going to interact negatively with any other medication you have? Because we're touchless now, that's what's going to start happening. Okay. Ooh, so I could even go into even deeper. Y'all going to see the opioid crisis, all of that's about to skyrocket if the healthcare industry continues in that direction, which I know it will. Wow. Y'all, I got to buy a farm and disappear. Oh my God. I'm going to give myself 5 years and y'all ain't going to know where my feet hit the ground. If YouTube even still exists. Oh God. Okay. Anyway. That's crazy. Nurses that never went through that. Yeah, it's insane. And these people are going to be in charge of your life. Imagine an anesthesiologist that has never administered anesthesia, but they got a certificate or whatever the hell they get. Imagine that. You might not wake up. Okay. You went in for a BBL. Okay. Keep playing with this. So like I said, that's kind of the dark side of remote everything. Remote learning, I don't personally agree with it. I was talking to a lady the other day about homeschooling, and she said, yes, I'm a homeschooler. She said, but this is what I do. She says, part of the lesson plans are to go out to museums and to go out to hands-on activities, to take them to monuments, to take them to historical sites. Now that part of homeschooling and remote learning, I'm with it, because they actually get to experience society and history before it's erased. So that part about it, I like. These new nurses shop Amazon. Oh God, don't tell me none of that, girl. Oh my Lord. You know, make the back of my neck tingle. Ooh. And the thing with the nurses too is that those girls make so much money. Okay. Now, y'all know I'm nosy. But if you know any nurses, Their wages, for the most part, are public knowledge. Go Google some of your friends that are nurses. You'll see how much they make. Those girls make big money. Big money. Big money. Right? And I don't know what they do with it. But anyway. Wife is a nurse, and I already knew most of these nurses, doctors don't give 2 cents about the pay. Yeah, exactly. They really don't. And it's so sad because the areas of our lives where we need to get the service that could save our lives, these people don't care about us. Like, they really don't. I've even caught like nurses and shit rolling their eyes, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, lady. Okay. And actually he's not the landlord anymore, but he was in our building temporarily where I live now. And I was talking to him because, here in the South, I assume everybody's wife doesn't work, but they all do because they're headstrong down here. But I was talking to him, and he's property manager sitting in the office doing a whole lot of nothing, because men that are property managers, I'm sorry, y'all don't do very much. And he starts telling me about what his wife does. And he says that his wife is a nurse. And I'm like, sir, your wife is a nurse and you sitting here as a damn property manager pushing papers. What is wrong with you? Your wife is out there on the front lines, sir. Something ain't right with this, but I let it go because you know what? That's their life. But I know who wears the pants. 100. They act like you cussing them out. Right? Big Daddy Still Rocks. It's like they really don't want you. They don't want to see you alive. They don't want you to live. Like, they don't even want you in there doing what you came there to do, which is live. Damn, that's crazy. That's good. And see, that's because, and it could be because of the difference of where you live. Because Necessary Evil, if I'm not mistaken, I think you're a West Coaster. If I'm not mistaken, Joan is not. Joan is a Southeasterner. Very different methods and very different ways of conducting business right now. That divide is happening as well. That's a big reason I'm on the East Coast, because they do things differently here. Well, not the East Coast, but the Southeast. They're very open for the most part out here. Yep, that's very true, because I've seen good and not so good of everything here, whether it's medical, professional, customer service, whatever. Hey, Extreme, how you doing? So you're just gonna go like, hey, that's YouTube. That's YouTube, man. But glad to see you if you're still here. What time is it? It's gotta be like, I don't know. Oh no, wait. Are you stateside now? I don't know. Are you in the States right now? If not, then if you are, it's not too late wherever you are. Right. Look who showed up. Exactly, girl. Late to the barbecue. Yeah, see, and that's what I'm talking about. So that's why we're just going to try the changes on the channel to see what happens. I talked to another content creator about this, and I've noticed people that are in certain spaces have totally changed the names of their channels. It's a marketing thing, sure. But also, if you see the name, the Credit Solutionist, you assume all I'm going to talk about is credit. It's implied in the name. So I'm like, no, I'm going to keep my name. I am the Credit Solutionist, but the channel itself is probably going to have a different name, again, if YouTube will allow. Because I just don't want to be tied into that, the Credit Solutionist, and that's it. No, the purpose of it is to create an entire network of information, right? Because everything ties into everything, right? Because we just talked about handouts that affect your credit, but it's also tied into this as well, what we're talking about today. Anyway. Yeah, Joan didn't do you a solid, man. Yeah, I think I put it up at like 4:30 Eastern. I wouldn't want to do that either, but I wouldn't mind getting dirty and sweating. What are you talking about? Being a construction worker? Listen, for women, there's nothing sexy about construction work. I'm sorry. Like, I understand that I possibly give off the air that I want to go sling a sledgehammer somewhere. But I'll be honest with you guys, nothing could be further from the truth, right? And that's a terrible misconception. I'm about to get, yeah, we almost at 3 hours. I could act up, and most of y'all will probably drop off anyway. But there's this, unfortunately, there is this attitude in society that thinks that if a woman is Black and single and has a job and an apartment, y'all be thinking that we really be wanting to do that shit. I don't want to do that forever. I'm sorry. I am not strong. Don't call me strong. That's an insult. Okay. I'm not strong. Y'all saw at the very beginning of this live stream, I cried like a baby. Okay. I am not strong. Don't give me that title. Okay. Being adequate and being skilled and all of that, that's its own thing. That's just called being an adult. Right. Now, I don't want this thing they call soft life. I think that's goofy, but don't, like, if you were to put me in a lineup with a whole bunch of dainty little girls and said, which one of these people should be a construction worker? All of y'all in this chat, whether you love me or not, you will point to my ass. And I don't want to be no construction worker. I'm not a feminist. I do believe in gender roles. I know, shocker. That's going to definitely turn off a lot of y'all. But I believe in gender roles. Part of the reason I'm not upset that DeSantis might be president. I'm not, because I'm objective. But that's what I'm saying. So the minute I had the option to get out of somebody's office, I took it. I'm not going to be like, oh no, I got to put on a power suit. No, I told y'all the best thing that I loved. See people dropping off because y'all like, nah, she's supposed to be strong and Black. That's what you have to be. That's what you got to do. No. Okay. If all goes well and the Lord answers my prayers, you ain't going to know me in 5 years. Hopefully you won't know me in 2. Right. But yeah, you see Cortez say he don't even want to do construction. So what the hell makes you think I want to get out there and do construction? What I would rather do is put on makeup and talk into a damn microphone like I'm doing tonight. That's what I would rather do. Okay. Get out, pull some clients every now and then, get on some consultations, buy some land, hopefully buy a house. I got my time frame when we gonna buy that property. That's what I want to do. I'm not trying to be somebody's strong something whatever. No, you're not gonna work me like a fucking workhorse. All right, you're not gonna do it. I hope I made myself clear, because I've offended many a man that wanted to date me when they found out I wasn't trying to break my back. Yeah, they got upset. So it is what it is. Okay. So again, let's not. Okay, fine. If you want to be a construction worker, go be a construction worker, sis. Do it. I support you. But I'm going to do it from the sidelines. Okay. I'm going to do it from the sidelines. I'm not going to come march. I'm not doing none of that. None of that. If you want me barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, that's where I'll be. Okay. Anybody that needed to know. Hopefully you stuck around long enough if you interested. Because even Cortez don't want to sweat. See that? All right. Yeah, it's very weird to talk to those people over the phone. See, oh God. And you know what's so crazy? I have this big old bite on my leg right now. And I just found it yesterday. Because you guys, I don't know if you know, but I'll show you. I walk in the woods, and it was really weird because today, well, okay, yesterday I was walking, and I don't know, the weirdest stuff happens out there sometimes, but this guy was running barefoot in the forest. Well, not the forest. It is the forest, but it's not. It is, but it isn't. And he was running barefoot, y'all. I'm like, oh my God, people are like something else out here. But this is where I was yesterday. Let's see if I can show y'all. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there he is. That's the guy that was running barefoot. Hold on. Let me thank you guys. You always humor me. I love it. There we go. So I was out there and this guy, he kept on running past barefoot. And I'm like, oh my God, this dude is off the chain. He is straight running in the woods barefoot. Like, what is wrong with this man? But they do stuff like that out there. Like, in I asked him if he was getting grounded. And he's like, yeah, he's like, it helps with that. So I think he was just out there running barefoot, like for what, just because it wasn't even a spiritual thing. He was just running barefoot. But yeah, that's like in my backyard, so to speak. So literally it's across the street. So if when I leave my apartment, that's right there. So I ain't going back to no damn city, y'all. They could miss me with that. I would not trade that for the city. No, thank you. Or construction work. I ain't doing no damn construction work. All right, let me see. Where did we leave off? But yeah, anyway, back to that, Cortez, and I'm gonna move on. But yeah, you're gonna see a big influx. Like if y'all thought the opioid crisis was bad now, and misdiagnosis and mental illness also is going to be on the rise as well. Because I was just reading an article about some stuff here in Virginia where a lot of the kids going back to school now have to adjust mentally to being in class with their peers. So yeah, we're going to see a big influx of we're just going to see a lot of change. That's what I have to say. Like in the next few years, we're going to see a lot of change. But I was saying that because I got bit out in that forest. Sorry, that was the whole point of showing y'all the forest. Because I got bit. I know I got bit on my leg out there. And y'all, I got in the shower yesterday. Big old lump on my leg. Is nasty. Is nasty. I wish you could feel when you get bit so you could at least kill the damn thing. But if I took a picture of that and sent it to a doctor, he would say, oh, it's a bug bite. But he wouldn't be able to tell me what kind of bug. And clearly I'm allergic because it's a big old lump on my leg. Anyway, Big Pharma dictates almost everything that goes on. Yes, exactly. Because I'm pretty sure have you ever been to the doctor and they literally give you a sample of medication and you're like, bro, why are you giving me this sample of medication? Like, do you even know if I should be taking this? Shouldn't you be giving me a natural remedy instead of telling me to take that damn sample packet of pills? I've been your patient for 10 years and you gonna just hand me a packet of pills because some pharma person came in here and gave you a packet and told you to give it to us? That happens. There's actually a movie about that. It's an older movie that talks about that, the pharmaceutical sales people. I'm telling y'all, pay attention to movies too, because all that shit's out there. They tell you exactly what's going on. See why we're changing the channel? That's why we're changing the channel name from The Credit Solutionist, okay? Because we're going to talk about more than just damn credit. Yes, thank God. Thank you for your service, guys. Extreme is a military man, okay? And a very faithful watcher of the channel. I appreciate you. Hey, he white. Oh, wow. A blast from the past. Where you been at? Oh, man. Yeah, people from that old crew, they don't come around no more. He white. They don't come around at all for obvious reasons, but we won't talk about that on this live stream. But good to see you. Good to see you. We better still know you. Don't forget about us little people. Oh, stop it. Joan probably ain't gonna know me in a year or two. She gonna have a mansion on a hill somewhere, Oh man. Let's see. Where we at? Barefoot and pray. Yes. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. Thank you to those of y'all that are sticking around because I ain't gonna get to the rest of my thing. I'm gonna just make it another live stream because there's enough content here because I was only talking about 2 topics and I had like 4 written down. Anyway, I don't think there's anything wrong with being barefoot and pregnant as long as like there's enough income coming in, and that's my whole point. Okay, not you literally extreme, but if you're with a woman that can make money and she has a job, she has her own place, in my case, have my own business. If you know a person is doing all of that, Stop trying to push them to do more. I literally just do this because one, I do like money. I'm not going to act like I don't like money. But at the end of the day, I'm very like, well, becoming in tune, because I wasn't always in tune with what I was put here for, but I'm becoming in tune with what I was put here for. I was not put here to sling sledgehammers. I'm sorry. No shade to anybody that wants to sling sledgehammers, but I wasn't put here to do that. Okay? Sorry. Like I wasn't. And I told y'all on another live stream, to get the things that I want, yes, it might take an act of God, but I'm faithful. So I still think that those things can happen no matter what the manosphere tells me, right? Because that's not my target demographic. That ain't who I'm looking for. And that ain't who's looking at me. They don't want, those guys don't want you barefoot and pregnant. But I'm going to tell you, after moving to the South, oh, it's a whole lot of men out here that want somebody barefoot and pregnant. 100. I see family after family after family. Okay. That's the one thing that I love about the South. And when I was out on the trail today, so many families, y'all, so many husbands, wives, like, oh my God, it was amazing. And you get more time with that when you are a remote worker, right? Because you're not all frustrated and stupid from sitting in traffic and pissed off. And also, you won't have a work wife or a work husband if you work from home. So that takes away a whole lot of that too. And also, it probably is easier to be pregnant if you're a remote worker, right? Running and walking barefoot is beneficial for your feet. Yeah, that guy said he had really rough feet. He was like, oh, the bottom of my feet are so rough, blah, 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 blah. Like, he was just talking a whole bunch of stuff. He kind of looked like a ghost out there running like that. I was like, damn. And then today, something kind of funny happened, because I told y'all I'm paying attention to signs. Like I saw the guy on the billboard and I was like, how am I going to meet that radio jockey? How am I going to meet that guy? And then a couple of days later, I meet a lady in the shoe store that knows the guy. Okay. So then today, I was on the paved part of the trail, and there's like this little part where it breaks off, where you could stay on the pavement or you could go down into the woods. And I was like, oh, when I walk back, I'm going to walk in the woods. But my gut told me to stay on the pavement this time. Do you know I went into the woods anyway, despite my better judgment? And as I was walking, I was all in my headphones listening to some motivational stuff. This guy rides past me on the bike, and then he stops and he turns around and he starts talking to me. And I'm like, oh, shit, why is he talking to me? What's going on? And I'm like, huh? You know, I take out my headphones and he's like pointing to the ground. And I'm like, what is he pointing at? So then he goes, there's a snake on the path right there. He's like, if you keep walking, you're going to walk into it. And I'm like, holy smokes. I should have listened to my gut and stayed on the pavement. So I said, okay. I was like, thank you so much for telling me. I turned my ass around and got right back on that pavement. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm listening to my gut from now on, because in the past week, it has not steered me wrong. So I'm with it. I don't know where that came from, y'all. But anyway, listen to your inner voice. That's the lesson for tonight as well. Who might agree with such an amazing compromise? Oh, wait. I don't know what y'all talking about. Oh God, it's so itchy. I think I scratched it like once during the live stream, but I'm trying to keep my hands off of it, because, you know, once you scratch, if you break that little skin where the bug actually bit you, it's over. And y'all, I got scarred up this summer. I got 3 scars. And I got 8 up on the 4th of July. Hooey. But it made a snack out of me. Actually, a dinner, because I'm more than a snack. They made it was a bug buffet. They got a lot. Which is great. I'm glad you've been working a whole lot. That's awesome. Yep. Yes, thank you for your service. And if we ever fly together, does the person flying with you get to get on the plane early as well? Because you know how they say service members, come on up. Y'all be sitting with the first class people and stuff. That's a nice perk. I like that. Oh. Yeah, they are messing with my channel 100%. Actually, once I got monetized, they stopped pushing my content, which was very bizarre, but I could understand that because, like I said, also there's other stuff happening in the credit space right now. They are pushing certain credit channels, but I'm noticing the credit channels that they are pushing, there's only a handful that say credit so and so or credit boss or credit something something. Everybody else that's talking about credit, they channel is not named after credit. Their channel is their name. It's like Bob Smith Finance, the financial corner, it's something like that. And then no shade to the girl, but there's like a girl that does a whole bunch of Navy Federal Credit Union videos. Her name is Designer Soapbox, but literally all of her channel is credit. What's a designer soapbox and what does that have to do with credit? Again, no shade, but it's like the name and the content don't even match. So it seems like YouTube is not pushing people with the word credit in their titles or in their name of their channel. But either way, the whole point of today's live stream, like I said, is change. That is the entire where's the thumbnail? Shit, I lost it. But that's the whole point of today's live stream. Change is inevitable. Change has to happen. It is just a part of life. The changes are not always going to feel good at all. Some of the stuff that I'm going through, it is not good, in the sense that, all right, sorry, y'all, we just bringing it home. Again, the changes that I'm going through, a lot of them are very positive. And again, I'm not going to cry, but it does suck, that I have to go back home. I didn't want to go back to California, so soon, but I have to, and it's going to be a change. Even though, sorry, y'all, I'm not leaving California to move back. I'm not leaving Virginia to go to California to move back. I'm going because I know I'm gonna have to go to a funeral, and it's gonna be different with this person not in my life. But in all honesty, I mean, like I said, my grandmother has not been herself for quite a few years now, and I think she's absolutely gonna be in a better place. And every memory that I have of her, like I said, is just phenomenal. Like, so many thoughts just crossed my mind this morning about her. And yeah, I'm at peace with that part. Like knowing, yeah, she doesn't have to like suffer or anything anymore. And that's amazing. So that to me is the beauty of it. But of course, the change that will come with that is family dynamics will definitely change because they were already changing before her death, unfortunately. But oh, sorry, for those of y'all that are like, what is she talking about? My grandmother actually died yesterday, and that is it just it was weird. But of course I wasn't there because I'm in Virginia and she lives in California. So I'm gonna get back home to figure all that out. And I'm crossing a threshold in my life because she would probably be the third person that I believe I've ever seen not alive anymore. It's just not something that I've ever had to deal with. I don't deal with a lot of death, you guys. So that's a change. And then just knowing she's not there and knowing that my mom doesn't have her best friend, that is a change. However, like I said, if a person isn't suffering and they're not themselves, sometimes it is okay to let them cross over. It is okay. And my grandmother said she was done. She said it. She knew it. She just knew. So I have peace in that. So it's all good. So yeah, change is here, y'all. Changes in the personal life. Just changes is okay. It's hard sometimes. It's a struggle. But I don't know. I like to look at the positive in everything, even though I do overanalyze a lot, which is why hopefully you guys like my content because I'm always looking a little bit deeper than what's on the surface. But yeah, that's how you can kind of get in front of these changes that are going to be taking place. So it's always going to be there. It's always going to happen. Be prepared for it. Extreme, I'm sure you know a whole lot about change, especially being in the military. That's got to be something that you're very accustomed to, you know? So I don't know. I might do it this week, Joan, I think, because I already have a name in mind that I believe I'm going to use. And I bet when I put it up there, y'all gonna be like, no, I don't like that name. I already know because I know y'all. Because most of y'all told me to go to Atlanta when I asked where I should move to next. And I'm gonna stay here for a little bit longer. Yeah, because I want to get into the community. Because I see where I'm probably supposed to be trying to squeeze into, and I've been trying to get into the wrong places. Here it's all about community, and I have to get into the community. So I'm gonna give it another chance. Yeah, only thing constant in life is change. 100. If I had $1 for every time my life changed, oh my God. The only thing that's been consistent in my life is the fact that I still am working with like HUD and Section 8. That's like the only thing that's been consistent in my life. Everything else has been different. Everything else. I mean, it's so weird that that's the one thing that I decided to keep constant in my life. But everything else, I'm just like, let's change it. Let's change it. Let's change it. Let's change it. You know, it's weird. All right, yeah, we'll close out here. It looks like I'm almost to the bottom. You board the plane first, but go to your seat. That's so good. Because first class is expensive. Y'all, I'll be wanting to fly first class so bad, but it is so expensive. I'm like, oh my God. The one time that I flew first class was from, I think it was Austin to somewhere. And the stupid flight ended up, oh no, I missed it. I think that's what happened. I missed the flight. It was actually supposed to be from Richmond to Austin or something like that. I missed that flight, y'all. And the only reason I missed that flight was because the rental car broke down on my way to the airport. I was pissed. I was hot. I missed my first class flight. I was hot. Anyway. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, man. Yeah, it is weird, man. So I guess I'll close out talking about that. I'm not going to get too like crazy. Like I said, I cried in the beginning because I hadn't actually said it out loud. And it's so weird. You know how when you go through something and you say it in your head, it's like different. But to say it out loud, it's like, oh, it's real now. Like it's real, right? And I won't go into specifics about how she went, but it's like when I look at it, it's like, huh. You know, because it's not like she was alone. I mean, she wasn't really alone, but it's like in the snap moment she was alone, that's when the thing happened. And it's just like, you just never know when your time is up. Like I could walk out of here tomorrow or right now. Y'all, what if a meteor comes through my damn office? I'm done. Y'all gonna witness it on live YouTube. A damn meteor hit me like a nice space rock, right? You know, you never know. But yeah, it's going to be an adjustment, and I know it's going to hit me once I get back to California. But it's good because I got some loose ends to tie up in California also that I've been putting off. So I got to go take care of some things as well. But thank you for your prayers. And yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all. See, Extreme is like, I don't want to say a fan. I would say he's my biggest admirer because I don't believe I have fans. I have admirers and people that support me. He is my biggest supporter. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. For me, I'm really praying for my mom because my grandma's already in peace, you know? So I'm praying for my mom and my uncles because that was their mom too, you know? But the interesting thing, like I mentioned in the beginning, was her brother, who she was very close to. He passed away not too long ago. So it's very interesting that they went around the same time. You know what I mean? Because he was the big reason that she moved to California. And when I thought about it, I thought, man, if my grandma hadn't have made that move to California, and I'm gonna get woo woo, then I'm gonna close it out. I'll close out, guys. But if my granny had never gone to California, she would have never, like, my mom would have never met my dad. I would never be born. My other brothers would never be born. My mom would not know her husband. It's like, holy crap, you know? So when you think about your grandparents, it's like, damn, they're not like the most perfect people, but it's like the beginning of your immediate bloodline that you have access to. And she's my only living grandparent, or was my only living grandparent that I knew of, right? Because I'm almost positive my dad's mom and dad are dead, because my dad is old. My dad's like 80. So he was almost the same age as my grandmother. So I know they don't exist anymore. I got to do some kind of ancestry lookup to find my dad's mom and dad. Or maybe it was Immaculate Conception. I don't know. But anyway, I'll leave that part alone. I'm being goofy now. Thank you guys. Like I said, I don't know. The thoughts come and go. So, but I'm hopeful. I know she's in a, like I said, she's in a better place now, man. But I'm not done with life yet, and you guys better not be either. And be ready to change. Be ready to I guess see changes on my channel in that respect. Because the reason I don't live stream as much is because there are only so many credit topics you can talk about for 3 hours. And I'm noticing a trend on my live streams. I don't stay on topic, right? We can start talking about FICO. I'm going to tell you about the man in the moon, right? That's what's going to happen. So I figure, you know what? I got to roll with the tide, okay? I got to roll with it. PX Credit Solutions still exists. You gonna still get credit videos, but listen, we expanding what we talking about. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of interesting too when somebody tells you that. It's like, can you imagine that? It's like knowing, like, And that's the one thing my mom said. She said, she said your grandmother said she was ready. And this is not, she didn't say she was ready in the hospital. My grandmother said this in normal conversation, regular conversation, like you and me here on the screen. It would be like me saying, y'all, I'm ready, So she knew, and she was almost 90. So it's not like she didn't live a full life. Her legacy's here. The children are here. We're all here doing whatever we're doing. It's like, when I look at that, I don't know her deepest wishes and desires. I don't. But from what I know of her and my experience of her, I think she was pretty okay with the life that she had. I will say that. So, like I said, the sadness is just knowing that that piece of me is not accessible anymore. But it's really just a respect where it's like, okay, I get it now. Like life is starting to make sense to me. Nothing is guaranteed, and I have to wake up each day and do something different. Right? I have to wake up, be okay with change, be open to things and people and experiences. I got to do it. I can't, I've been that way my whole life, but y'all, I've been kind of closing myself off lately. And I'm like, why am I doing that? So yeah. Anyway, sorry guys. I know y'all want to talk robots, but oh. And she loved Luther Vandross too. So hopefully she's like dancing with him in heaven, because that's like all she used to play. Like, that's all we used to listen to. It's Luther Vandross. All over the place. So I have that. Like, y'all, if I listen to Luther now, oh God, I'll probably break down crying. But I just downloaded a whole bunch of his music the other day too. See how weird that is? Yeah. So they are good, bad, or indifferent. They sure are. Because I would tell you, when I was younger, other than my dad, because my dad was like in and out, but my grandmother was like the only person that looked like me. The older I get, the more I look like my mom. To be honest with y'all, like I was looking at a thumbnail the other day. The first, I changed it now, but the thumbnail that I had with the Joe Biden student loan forgiveness, oh my God, y'all, when I'm in black and white, I look a lot like my mom, right? But just in regular waking life, I look more like my grandmother than anybody. So, um, yeah, just knowing that that's one person in the whole world that I actually look like. It's like, wow, that's kind of cool. But as I go into my more womanly look, I look a lot more like my mom. So that's kind of interesting. But they are foundations of the family. And then think about it, like if y'all live long enough, you're gonna get old. And if you're not in the manosphere and you want to have kids, you will be somebody's grandparent one day as well. You know what I mean? And like you'll get to talk to them about really stupid stuff that you did. You'll get to tell them cool stuff that you did. Like you'll have so many stories. You know what I mean? And like they'll actually listen to you. They will literally listen to you, you know? I remember pretty much everything my grandmother ever told me, you know? Um, so that's why I said I'm okay with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be wondering about that. We're gonna talk about that another day because sometimes, dude. And what's so funny is the lady that I ran into. Oh, see, I'm losing y'all. Clearly, you guys don't love your grandparents for dropping off the stream. No, but like I said, if you live long enough, you will be grandparents. And it just hit me yesterday and today, y'all. If it is seriously God's will, I want to be a grandparent one day. Oh God, to be just old and get to be a cool parent again. Because you love your grandparents no matter what, even if they're crazy, you love your grandparents. And your grandparents have this weird, like, intense love for you, and you can do nothing wrong. So, grandparents are so necessary, y'all. Like, oh man, dude, like, I could, man. When I really think about like who hugged me the most and told me they love me the most, it was definitely my grandmother. That kind of stuff is what will make me cry. But yeah, we do talk about a lot of stuff, and I don't be meaning to, but I'm gonna get back on track, y'all. Don't trip. But hopefully I'll go live more because I think taking the credit aspect off, like taking the pressure of always having to talk about credit, taking that off of the table is going to be fantastic. Because like I said, the company is still here, so don't trip. We still doing it. You still gonna call me and we're gonna do consultations. Don't get it twisted. We still doing credit repair. We just gonna expand the channel, you know. Yeah, he's the best. Oh my gosh, he really is. Oh gosh. Oh, and oh girl. But part of me, I want to meet her. I hope she's at the next chamber meeting because y'all, I'm not even gonna front. I bought like a ton of dresses and some shoes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Old credit solutionist from the country club gonna have to come back because, like I said, I was letting the whole remote work thing get to me, you know. But I'm like, nah, I gotta put on clothes, y'all. I gotta put on makeup. I gotta give it what it's supposed to give. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, yeah, yeah. And I'm kind of realizing too, because I'm not from here, I do stand out. That's good, bad, or indifferent. I don't know what the hell it is, but I stand out. And I'm gonna use that to my advantage now. So I definitely want to get out into the community and see what's going on. So I'll take you guys along on that journey as well. All right. Hey, one person, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm not trying to be funny here. There's like a slew of black people that I look like. And one of them, people would get mad if they told them they look like her, but I don't even care. On a bad day, well, not on a bad day, because I don't think I'm an ugly girl, but I could like, okay, if I'm having one of my real rough days, no joke, bless her heart, but I could pass for Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not, and I don't say that with shame at all, because listen, Whoopi got kids. Whoopi done been married. I know she ain't the best looking thing on the planet, but listen, she must have something going for herself, okay? So I'm okay with that though. But yeah, I've gotten I don't think I've ever gotten Rudy from the Cosby Show, but I've gotten when I was younger, I used to get Lauryn Hill a lot because I when I was like 100 pounds lighter, but her and then what's somebody else? Oh, when I used to wear my hair like up when I had my corporate job, this guy was like, "You look so refined, like Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince." I was like, "Oh, okay," but I'm only in my 20s. Thanks, but no thanks. So yeah, but yeah, y'all. I got anyway. Y'all feel me. Yes. No, listen. I hear you. I'm gonna get down to that. I'm gonna get down to that comment. I actually have some red heels. I do, and I'm gonna wear those. Those are showstoppers. I ain't even gonna front. The only thing I gotta do is get a purse that matches. Because I already have the dress. The dress is pretty fire, y'all. If I take some pictures at the meetings that I'm gonna start going to, I'll post them and stuff because I want people to know you got to get out and about and learn about your community. Thank you so much. Um, listen, on a bad day, we could all be Whoopi. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We could all be Whoopi. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all have already seen me in both ways because I get on here without makeup as well sometimes. So you guys, you've already seen like the worst of the worst. It literally doesn't get any worse than me without makeup. On whatever my last live stream was when I was I in the car? No, I was here in the office on my last live stream. So I think I was, wasn't I? Yeah, because I had my hair wrapped up and stuff. So yeah, that's like as bad as it gets. So if you can handle that, you good. You good. You good. You know. Um Now see, they're right there. Stop that. Cuz I have a very firm belief, y'all, I'm getting out of here in 10 minutes. If y'all stop chatting right now, I'll stop now. But um the thing about I don't like her with straight hair. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like myself with straight hair. I bought a straightener, but I ain't going to use it. And when I was a lot younger, I used to wear my hair in a wrap. Yeah, you call it a wrap. I used to flat iron my hair every week and wear it. And yes, it was cute. I'm not gonna front, but I will say the compliments I've gotten as a natural girl feel a lot more genuine than they were when I was a straight haired girl. If that makes any sense. Because I do feel if you do it a certain way, Black girls look better natural. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like we look better like this. I understand it's a lot of work, because the humidity got me today, y'all. But that's the beauty of it. I love it. I love it. So I just feel like I don't know, our essence is just different when we're natural. You know what I mean? And okay, I'm only natural to an extent because I got makeup on, but but you get what I'm saying. I feel like we're more in our essence. You know what I mean? Because when you see a girl with a real pretty twist out, you be thinking like, she probably smells like cocoa butter and love. You know what I mean? When I see a weave, I'll be like, that thing probably smell funny. I don't know. You know what I mean? Anyway, now I'm cutting up, so let me stop. Of course, you're gonna get pictures, of course. Not personally, but you know what I mean. Because listen, I'm like 6 feet in heels. I already told you. So yeah, I'm already stand out. It's a couple of girls out here. I think I've seen a couple of fros, mostly just in pictures and advertising that they do for the city. But in real life, I haven't seen very many girls with fros out here or nothing. Like, there's a lot of pressure out here for the black girls because the weather is weird. So there's not very much they can do with their hair. So I do see a lot of wigs and stuff. But it just makes it easy. Oh yeah, playa. Them off the shoulders are my jam. They are my jam because the shoulder be glowing and glistening in the sun. Playa. There was a dude yesterday. Never mind. Those tops get the attention, which is so weird because I be wearing them when I don't want to put no clothes on. I'm just like, okay, let me just put my little shoulder out and walk across the street real fast. Thank God for humidity. It makes the skin glow. Y'all are mean, bro. I mean, she is not okay, she's rough looking now. But when she was younger, I kind of think she was pretty, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like dark skinned girls just have a different love for other dark skinned girls. I think that's what it is. Now we're getting off topic and I don't want nobody to say nothing ugly. So let me get up out of here. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for listening and thank you for your condolences and all that stuff. I'm totally not one of those people that likes to put all my business out there like that. But I felt like it's just so new. I had to say something about it. So yes, look forward to changes on the channel. I mean, honestly, the lives won't change that much because I know I get off topic. That's why we're changing the name of the channel so we can be more in line with what I actually want to do here. So don't forget, guys, though, if you do need or if you want to talk to me directly, I don't think the person is in the chat right now, but someone sent me some documentation. I will get back to you this week. I promise. Because I'm not really sure what you need from me, but I think you want to pay me some money. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to email you back. All right. So we can start working together. Anyway, if you have any questions, about your credit journey, if you want, I guess, insight on what is the next step that you should be taking in your credit journey, definitely hit me up. I put the email in the chat. We'll go ahead and do that while I say my salutations. And I mean, y'all, let me know what topics you actually want to see on the next live stream. Hopefully that's it. I might be changing this too. I'm not really sure, but that's going to be the email for now. So if you want more information about the auditing job that I was talking about, we can talk a little bit more about what your experience is and whether I think you're a good candidate, because I don't want you to waste your time applying because they're very stringent. And yeah, if you want to talk about anything else that's on your mind credit wise and all that good stuff, hit me up. I don't do free consultations anymore, unfortunately, but I am still very affordable. So you can go to www.fixmyficonow.com, or you can come back when the video renders, and I will have a link to my consultations in the description below. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on this Labor Day. I really appreciate you all. And yeah, thank you for your eyes and your ears. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next video. Credit Solutionist out.